What you gonna do the next if you take it live?
You got me singing in my head when I dream about you dancing. Guys, you know why I'm so excited? You know why I'm so excited? I know why you guys are excited. You know why I'm excited. I know why you're excited. Because we have Valerie. Hi, Valerie. Honey, bunches of oats.
Hi, lovely Laura, sweetheart, rock star.
See, this is every time I talk to Valerie, that's pretty much how she answers the phone every single time.
Absolutely. Well, you are. It's true. So it's not, it's not a stretch.
Well,
You're fucking awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Hello.
This is the first one I've ever done. So
I loved it. And I love that everybody's here in the chat. For you all in the chat, thank you for being here and being with us and always ready and approached right when Laura's little Laura. Oh, Laura's live. I love that, you guys, so much. Very sweet. There's a bunch of people in here. Yay, Valerie. Hi, Beauty. Hi, Blow Drill. Hi, Millie the Dandelion. Love you all. Super Cup. Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. So
and I can't see any of the chats, so Laura's gonna let me know.
Pop them up if you guys have questions. Okay, so first, if you guys have questions, you put it in caps. Just put question before you type your thing, and then I will pop up like this. I was wondering about something, darling. The YouTube channel, Laura FM Topic, is that a spinoff of this channel or is that a fan channel for you? Question. No idea. It's probably a wrong. This is my channel, guys. Laura FM Official.
Exactly.
It's actually Laura Official. And Jennifer says, Laura FM, I really love your style of music, hun. I love you. That song. I love you no matter what you do. I'm very interested in hearing your story and watching your videos. I love the SPTV crew. You guys rock. You are one hot mama. 11/11.
Yes, you are. And you haven't seen anything if you haven't seen her perform live. Like, it is unbelievable. Your mind will be blown. The energy that comes off her and off the stage and reverberates on everyone and kind of wakes everyone up from her performance is amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, it's true. So you have to see her. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Okay, fine. I'll go see her.
No joke. It's so freaking true. It's unlike, I of course have heard all of her songs, but when she performs live, that energy is, oh God, it's mwah. It's just glitter and crystals.
Isn't it amazing that we're able to do this and to be able to sing and to be able to put a show together?
Absolutely.
Like, there's so much little details of having a show in general that is so rewarding, and things that every step of it that we weren't, even though it's a lot of work, or, oh wow, Laura puts on this big show. It's like, it's freedom. That's creativity. This is our freedom. We're finally free to literally make our own choices.
Yeah, totally. And you're actually genuinely touching other people, and you're actually genuinely getting into and connecting with other people and uplifting them, or having them, realize something, or getting them out of their whatever from your music. It's really like genuine connection instead of the other.
I love that. Yeah. And that's how I feel. I love that. Yeah.
Totally.
And that's what the whole thing with the show and everything is, the whole thing, the dancers, the backup singers, the drummer, if there's a drummer for this show, if there's a guitar player. Now we have a harp player on the side with Serge doing freaking amazing dance moves.
Serge is amazing. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I mean, so it's so that, but the whole point is it's so freeing. It's just like, not like this, but like a YouTube channel where you're able to just speak and nobody can hold you back. And there's no bully or no, per Sea Org member lingering over you. Like, what did you say? What are you thinking? Why do you feel
exactly? Yeah. It's very freeing, and it's freeing for everyone else that watches it. It's amazing. You're amazing.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it feels very good to be able to do, to have a voice, to be able to speak and say, because it's really intense, you guys. We're going to go over this, and obviously our topic specifically today is with my best friend Valerie Haney, who was in the Sea Org with me in Clearwater. So we'll talk about how we met and her views of seeing us come in and all of that. And because as we know, I also want people to know you're in a lawsuit right now. So we're not going to talk about anything that's going to interrupt that, because Valerie needs to be on her badass game as she is to take down this corrupt, manipulative organization hiding behind this religious.
That's exactly
we're so ethical and so we're going to talk about though the Sea Org and our whole lives and everything that happened with us. So that's super fun, and I'm so excited. So if you all in the chat have any questions, like I was saying, just put so that, because me and Valerie are little firecrackers, so we are just gonna be like pop, 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 and then this happened. Yeah, so you don't need to be putting this on double speed. Let's put it the playback speed. You might need to slow it down.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you have questions, just put in caps question. And you can say Valerie, blah, 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 or question Lara or whatever. If you have a comment and you really want us to know, put comments so that as I'm scrolling through our firecracker brains, we can pop up all your questions and your beautiful comments, and everybody gets their little claws in Valerie's claws. Look at, can we show the nails first of all? Can we show the claws? Oh my God, guys, look at that. Magic! Oh my God! You updated your phone. That's why. So it does that. Did you see
what I'm like? I've never seen that before. What is that? It's like, how did you do that, Laura? Like, how did you make fucking fireworks? Oops, I don't know if I'm supposed
magic.
To swear,
no, you can swear on my channel. This channel is not meant for children, so
yay!
It can be monetized, and it does not matter because.
Perfect.
Life is life, and we speak our fucking voices.
Good.
Okay. So
when we met.
Now that you
want to get going, you want to get going. I know they look like.
Do it. Look what it does. Why is it not doing it now?
I don't
know. What did you do? Maybe you go like that.
I don't know. I don't know. Right? Yeah, they're kind of, but hey, listen, all the long-nailed haters out there. I didn't start out with this, okay? I started out with probably like that. Like little, and then I grew and grew. So you don't start with this, okay? This is like 5 years into nail movement.
It's a thing. It's a whole
thing, but it's also hard. Like it isn't like, it's so easy and I can do everything. No, you have to change your fucking shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And people don't, and you work really hard and you do things all the time. You're constantly moving your hands.
Exactly. Scrubbing floors and moving furniture and everything. Boxes and little dishes. And typing, touch typing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh but I'm double jointed, so that helps with the typing. I can I'm a bendy, so it's easier for me.
He's a bendy little beautiful supreme SP baby.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, first question. Here we are. What is this?
Okay.
Valerie, I feel like a dork. Who are you? What do you do? Where did you come from? Perfect question, Cornelius. Cornelius is always in the chat and super supportive.
This is the first time I've been here, so not a stupid question at all.
Nope.
I was born into Scientology, the Sea organization, and I met Laura. I believe you were 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. You were 13, and so I was whatever. And I was in the Sea Org my whole life, and I actually escaped in 2017. I jumped in the trunk of a car to escape from the gold base, which is I don't you probably if you're on the chat.
Yeah. You know. A lot of people definitely are up to that, but also if for those of you watching, you had a episode on the Aftermath show, right?
Yeah, so Scientology in the Aftermath.
Some of your story, obviously majority of your story is not there, which is also frustrating for me. These are my own, but this is why we have platforms. This is why YouTube is so important. The more we get more comfortable on being able to just be live and on a platform, because we're used to being ourselves. We want to be our authentic selves. So it's sort of weird when you also are getting this mixed like criticism while you're releasing your strength and your vulnerability. It really could. Of course. It's so hard. And so going back to Miss Nails over here, for her to be doing everything like these, it's a commitment. It's a commitment to have fun in life. It is hard work to have a good time. Life is not just feathers and sparkles. No. And so it's just hilarious. This question is so perfect because where did you come from? Who are you? I know so much about you, but also for an outsider, I would say that your story slightly was only told a little bit on the Aftermath show, but you have such a huge, bulky story. And of course, you're also right in the middle of taking down the criminals. So
and I'm in an active court case with them. I also did like 60 Minutes Australia a couple months ago, and the Daily Beast actually just published an article on me, like a 40-page article about my arbitration that I'm in the middle of, and it's pretty gnarly. Anyway, so
I think but did a breakdown video of that.
What was that?
Serge Del Mar was like doing a breakdown video of like, because Serge, we know as kids and as being young adults that have no choice over our decisions making in the Sea Org, we knew what is not right now being said out to the world as it should be being said. It's like being like twisted and like made less or made not what it is, or other words like Scientology likes to use, out 2D for rape or for SA or any of these things. They have their own language. So even their own language is lessening the actual criminal act that is happening all the time.
Absolutely. And that's also... that's what I went over majority in, I was a minor. And what's so crazy too is like when I was reading, I didn't even finish reading the article from the Daily Beast, to be honest. It was so nerve-wracking. But I was looking at the dates and everything, and I remember I met you before, was it before or after I got married? I think it was before.
No. It was before, and I remember all these new photos of you and Danny.
That's right.
So we'll go back. So I'll just break it off really quick on my end on how I go. So when I left the Int Ranch from leaving the cadet organization out here in Hemet in the California world, they shipped us off and all to different organizations and whatever. And our groups were shipped off to Florida. So Valerie, the first
as a 13-year-old, as a minor, as no parental anything, she didn't have a parental person that she was going to. It was literally by herself on her own. at 13 shipped off from California to Florida to a place she's never been to she didn't know anyone. Like, it's disgusting. Okay, carry on.
I was like, no, it's totally true. And here they have me and my 13-year-old mind thinking that I'm doing something exciting. Like, this is actually good for, like, now you're finally being free, so to speak. Now you can really help the world. So it's like this mind fuck of somebody seeing it as an outsider going like, holy crap, what are all these young children who are already trained and programmed? So this has been happening to them their whole lives. It's not like we just
the brainwashing's already there.
It's already there. They already knew, they'll be getting through the EPF real quick because they've read the ethics book 500,000 times already, and they're only 14 years old. Oof. So I think by the time I met Valerie, I had come from from the Int Ranch to join the Sea Org officially, as you guys can see in my other episodes. I went to Clearwater with a group of cadets, and in that group, Valerie at this time was in the CMO. You were in CMO. And I had no idea. I was just learning like who's up, what uniform is what. But I had also known the CMO messengers that were picking up, who were also young messengers that were picking up.
I was a minor too.
From the airport and everything. Yeah, exactly. We're being like, oh, good. We're on a mission to make sure you guys are, got to the EPF and you're settled in and whatever, right? So at this time is when I first officially saw Valerie, is when she was just in her CMO world and I was an EPFer, graduating the EPF and being put into HCO, FSO, which is the lower first main service organization at Flag. And so I was in the ethics department for the staff and then later public, learning the outside world basically through my really tough, already know how to do post as an ethics officer with, they called an MAA. And so eventually from HCO, go ahead. I know this is crazy. Do you remember?
Because I remember seeing you on the EPF. I remember seeing you for the first time. Yes, on the EPF, and I was like, "Who is that?"
Oh my gosh! Like, who is
this bright, shining, like medallion of glitter and freaking unicorns? I was like, out of everyone, I was like, "Who is that?" And I literally got your name. And and everyone was like, "Oh, sir, it's blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's, yeah." And I'm like, "Who's her parents? Is she here by herself? Is she?"
Yeah. And when you
freaking loved you instantly, I'm like, "Where's she going? Who is taking care of her?
Like,
who's going to
protect her or something?" I was like, who's the high up executive protecting me? I was just like, we're fun. I guess we both have that same, I don't know what it is. Loving.
I don't know, but we had, it was definitely energy or, I don't know, but it was definitely, I was like, woo, there's a firecracker. Let's go. And that was at 13. And, but I was like, I got married at freaking 17. So I know that I was a minor still as well. So it's so disgusting what we've been through. Anyway, hi.
How old was Danny when you guys got married?
21.
So he's 21, you're 17. So this isn't that big of a deal, right? In the outside world. It is. It is weird, by the way, for a 21-year-old to already wanting to be marrying a 17-year-old.
Exactly.
To me, that's
and
weird.
We had only known each other for 3 months. Like, it wasn't like we were dating for like a year and a half.
Exactly. And so, but in your 17-year-old mind, you're thinking, look at me. I'm so upset I'm marrying this older, hot, ethical Sea Org member.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
my life. I don't know about hot, but
whatever.
The one available that was, it definitely was an arranged marriage because, it was, he had to be a certain qualification that you could only date people that were that certain qualification. And I don't know if everyone knows, but in the Sea organization, you can't have sex until you're married. So yeah.
And you can't, there's things you cannot do even before that. Like the most you can really do in any I wouldn't even call it a relationship. You just say, oh, we're together, or I guess that's my boyfriend. It's so weird. I don't even remember using it. But
I know you can't go like, what's the date to go on the corner? Like, you know, oh, meet you in HTO.
I can hold your hand. You can hold my hand, and
you could kiss, but you couldn't touch boobs, you couldn't touch ass, you couldn't push up against each other. Like, it was insane.
So imagine even this scenario, having a freaking trying to have any kind of relationship, and all you can do in your mind while you're even kissing the person is don't do too much. No, it's like, that's so controlled.
It's
all the way
so
down
disgusting.
Having sex, all the way down to having sex, like, and then
and then while you're when you have sex and you are married, then there's also regulations. You can't like give them blowjobs. You can't, you can't.
How did you find that out?
Because
is there a course you have to do before you get married, and these are the instructions? Like,
well, actually, it's it's basically, it's called. It's really weird, but there's books that L. Ron Hubbard wrote. That's like, if you have aberrations on the sex or whatever, then you're bad, and you're so they call anything other than missionary an aberration. And who decides that? The people that are around you, basically, or if the agreed upon whatever. So it's like, oh, that's disgusting, and oh, that's that's, you're being a whore, or like, oh, because I want to give a blowjob to my husband. No.
Well, they think I remember distinctly that giving blowjobs were disgusting. Like, that's so disgusting.
Yeah, because that's what we were taught. That's what we were taught.
I said she married Andre or something, and I was like, oh, good. Like, I was like, so now you're having sex. And she was kind of like, okay, like, you don't need to talk about that or something. She was weird. And I was like, why you don't give Andre a blowjob or whatever? And she was like, that's disgusting. Like, she got so offended.
It's true. It's totally true. It's like, if you do give a blowjob, you can't tell anybody, because you're gonna get in trouble. Like, to your freaking husband. Like, it's so insane. Anyway, sorry, off topic. Anyways,
on topic. No, everything's on topic. So no, so back to, so then Valerie sees me on the EPF. I'm sure you also saw the other cadets, and I did.
And there was some that were even younger than you. Like, there was 2 that were like 10 or something. I don't know. Anyway, but I saw you, and I definitely went, okay, we're friends. We're gonna be friends. I don't know who this fucking chick is, but she is absolutely awesome, and she is a firecracker, and she's just full of life, and she's a rock star. Like how you see her now is how she was when she was just a smaller person.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so then I leave the EPF, I graduate the EPF and go become an MAA in HGO. And then from HGO, eventually I got promoted to CMO. And this is where Valerie was. And at the time, I think you were the DUR-INR.
Yeah, that's right. That's
like,
right.
when you were in CMO, you were the DUR-INR CMO. When I was an FSO MAA and it was being turned over to the new INR, Sarah.
That's correct. Yeah.
And then you were going, I think, to RTC to be, I
was getting groomed to work for,
from here, because she explains this way better. And yes, groomed. They were literally grooming you to get you to gold base, but then eventually to be in the headspace that you're in when you're on the David Miscavige COB lines.
That's exactly right. So when I went from DUR-INR to, I was the public affairs chief, CMO, and that basically was the post. That was basically, I mean, it was checking everybody's uniform. It was setting up parties. It was, if someone had a birthday party that was upstat, then, I would try to help celebrate it or whatever, and checking uniforms, making sure that everything that was done by the people in CMO was professional, and they stood
And
up
for
straight and they
real,
looked good. And
no, like in uniforms, when you're saying checking uniforms, you really do mean this. Like we all had to do this. Even in HGO, I was
yeah,
inspecting the FSO staff. Like you look like a DB.
yeah,
You're
if
degraded
the
or black,
shirt's untucked, if it's wrinkled, then
or if you
go
have
get it
a spill of
ironed, or get
coffee, or if you have
yeah,
spill of coffee on your shirt. Like
yeah,
your CMO uniforms, when I was on the CMO EPF, that shit had to be crisp.
perfect, yeah,
Like the
yeah.
same line was used to iron the same that we knew, like, and we could tell if the crease was off or not. Like with the CMO EPF was its own, uh, like boot camp
Grooming to
for the
grooming
next
to
level.
discipline, absolutely, and we're talking people that do the CMO EPF are 14, 13. I think the youngest was a 12-year-old.
Yep. Oh
It's
yeah, and there was a
military,
9-year-old. Sirio,
style.
wait, Sirio Barmelli was
That's
in
right, that's what I was
CMO, and he
thinking.
was this tiny little kid, and he was
Mm-hmm.
in CMO.
Yeah,
And I couldn't believe this little kid is in CMO
I know.
already, like being like a strict ethics officer. Like he was
Yeah,
like a sweet, like, okay, get in, like, hey, where's the program on this? I need this now. This like 8-year-old kid, this
yeah,
Italian, anyways. Yeah. So
yeah,
that was CMO land. And so you
yeah.
were you were turning over your job to then work and get abused under David Miscavige's care and all that. I don't
Exactly.
even know if
Yeah.
those 2 words go together.
Yeah, and basically, as part of the public affairs chief post, um, it also why it was grooming me to go with Dave is because whenever Dave would come to the property, that post and position would host him. So it would be, setting up his making sure he had everything that he needed in his room, setting everything up, buying groceries for him, make doing any, uh, activities that he wanted to do. If he wanted to go to the movies, then getting the tickets and coordinating with his staff to, get them to and from, and get the security set up and the van picked up, and anyway, all that stuff. So
No. So people are very interested in all this. When you
yeah.
say his crew or security, David Miscavige has his own security guards. He has his own, like, he's not having goal-based security guards with him. No, he has RTC security. He
Yeah.
has an RTC assistant. He doesn't have a lower anybody around him that isn't directly in his bubble, David Miscavige's office. So
Right.
even if he goes to the movie with Charlie at the time, or his communicator and his bubble, or Georgina or somebody, like they're going there to make sure he has a good time at the movies. And even if you're watching the movies with that group of people, your attention is on David Miscavige if he needs anything, even if you're
Yeah.
watching a movie in the theater.
No, exactly. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was definitely on call getting, oh, he wants a snack. Oh, he wants a drink. Oh, he's going to the bathroom. Let's all go to the
Yeah. Do you
bathroom and make
remember
sure that he doesn't get,
at the
bombarded by
WB?
someone.
Yeah, at the WB, whenever somebody would just say, you would swing open that door and you would be like, oh, pudding. He wants his pudding. Or
Yeah.
all these fancy
Yeah.
foods from the galley that were gourmet made for him and the
Yeah.
exec. I
Yeah.
mean, it was mainly for David Miscavige, but also Mike Rinder at the time, and Marty Rathman and Mark Yeager and Edie and
Yeah.
Leseb. They were all walking up on on the 3rd floor WB, not behind the RTC doors. Only Marty Rathman and Mike Rinder were allowed back there.
Yeah.
And
And
that's if Mike
sometimes,
Rinder,
like I think a couple times, Jenny DeVocht, or Jenny Linson now, and and Angie Blankenship.
would sometimes, if they were called to go back there, it would be like, DM needs you or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that door would swing open. And at the time when I was talking about this last night a little bit on my about the Lisa McPherson case, and the fact that I was being the little messenger the side messenger for you and for anybody that needed something for Dave Miscavige or any of the execs. I would be, it would be like, hey, get this. I'd be like, okay, go get it. You know? So we also worked well together because if you needed something, I would just get it.
Yeah.
And you would know, like, oh, just have Megan do it. Like, I need this. I'm going to or you would just call me or radio me on the next tel and be like, hey, can we get some ice? We need some ice. I'd be like, yes, sir. You'd be like, great, thanks. You were so sweet to me. You were always so sweet, but you also had this like power shit, this power, like,
totally.
Hey, just stay under my wing because I'm up here and I've got this shit and we got
and I've got you. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, if she needs something, I'll get it for her because nobody, I'm not getting in trouble from another CMO messenger or my direct senior if an RTC rep has just ordered me to go get something.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter what my fucking job is at the time.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So I just remember that WB door swinging open and like, oh, I gotta go get Florid. Oh, I gotta go get a stapler. Oh, I gotta quickly shred these Lisa McPherson documents right now in the kitchen. Like,
yeah, I know. It was so crazy. Like I still like, some people have asked me like, so, how was it? And was it so crazy? Were you just beaten? And like, no, I mean, mentally, yes, but
that would have been easy to say, though. It would have been like, yeah, he beat
it would
me
have
up,
been easier than what we went through. Like literally, like the amount of intense every day, all the time, everywhere. Like the adrenal glands, like I definitely don't know how, like, but like I was talking to a military gentleman that, was actually in 2 wars, and he was explaining to me his actual trauma and what he had to go through and that he was on all the time and that he was like, so afterwards it was just so nice to just sleep for a week. And I was like, that's kind of how we were from like the age of like 8 to 37 or, when we left. So, I was,
I mean, at the ranch, for being a kid at the Ant Ranch, that was a norm. Yeah. That adrenaline up, I'm always being watched. It always feels like somebody's watching me.
But it doesn't feel like it. They are. Like they're standing right there. With the whip, like,
or with the camera. Like they have a camera literally, and you can see it moving. So when they're looking and making sure you're working in the dumpster area.
Exactly.
They even have cameras in the dumpster areas.
Yeah,
they need to know where. And so, like when
everything is, you were walking too slow, or. Like, it's insane.
Like Jenny DeVocht would be like, let's go. What do you think this is, a walk in a park? And I would just be walking. I would be like, I would be like working.
Yeah, at 8 years old. 8 years old.
Well, this was in Florida. No, this was in Florida, 14 years old. But still, I thought I was being an ethical, I'm in the HCO. Hello, I'm an MA. And he's telling me, let's go. What do you think this is, a walk in the fucking park?
Exactly.
It's unbelievable because I could see Jenny being like a really nice person, and that's really hard to say, guys.
Yeah, so that's really hard to say because like
really hard to say. But I can see her being a nice person. I could see the person she could have been had she never been involved in Scientology, and it's insane.
And if she had kids herself, because
dark, insane women.
Yeah.
Most of these people under David Miscavige are women because. David Miscavige either wants to control men around him and they're his little bitch. And if you're not, then you're demoted or you're on the RPF. Or he needs their intelligence because he doesn't have it. He can assume or pretend everything. Anyways, or he has these young, or women that
decent looking. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Under him, running, doing everything. Why is this normal? Like,
I know.
Even in the outside world, this shit goes up with like these people and they all have these young people. Like, what is that all about? What is your power hungry problem?
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. It's control. It's narcissism. It's, that was the other thing where I was like, looking at, the definition of narcissism. You're not taught that in Scientology or the Sea Org.
I never
don't know that word at all. You've never heard it ever. because Scientology is actually training you to be a narcissist. That's actually
Literally.
what the technology is joined to do. It's you're the god and everyone else is beneath you. And if you don't get your way, then there's something wrong with you and you need to knock it off and rise above whatever and do whatever it takes to get whatever you want done. And regardless of feelings or emotions, regardless of any rule of the law of the land, it doesn't matter. If you are trying to get something done, whether it's, it could be the stupidest thing, because that's the other thing. Everything that is important in Scientology is literally made up. It's literally like a made up game, like cricket.
Yeah. You're like, okay, so then, but also like cricket has an end result. Like you can see
it's actually worse than cricket. Yeah. It's actually not like a sports game, because you actually have to be a team member and play by the rules, and so it's even worse than that.
And you're not even thinking with your own mind. You're not even thinking with your own thought process. You're thinking on somebody else's. It's literally like an abusive, if somebody were abusing you and being like, if you move, I'm going to smack you. So you're going up. Can you see me move? Can you see me move? Like you're constantly red light, green light, go, don't. And so you forget about the outside world. You forget that there's a whole world of everything else that you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're getting abused. And then you go, okay, so how is it going to be the least painful? And what do I have to do to my abuser to then get through the day or get through? So then you go, oh, if I agree with him, then that'll get through the day. But, doing that for, your whole entire life, then it's like, oh no, am I thinking this, or am I doing this so I don't get abused, or so I can actually get through the day? Or it's so and insane.
Also abuse is not a word at all that they use in Scientology. Right. Because abuse is a victim thing. It's like you're a victim if you're getting abused. Oh, wow. Get out from being a victim.
Yeah, exactly.
Knock it off.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be a victim ever in Scientology.
Right.
Yeah. Because everything that, you say that you're a victim of, you caused. Like if you got raped, then you caused that person to rape you. There's no, whether you're 8 years old or 10 years old or 16 years old, if you tell somebody, hey, I got raped, and crying and, oh, no, knock it off. What did you do to cause yourself to get raped? Did you flirt with him?
Pull it in.
Were you wearing a skirt? Like, yeah, you pulled it in.
You pulled it in. And then also, and then they go with this whole past life thing. What did you do if you didn't do something this lifetime? Who did you rape last time while you're now getting your motivator?
Exactly.
Sorry, what? Liz. Hi, Liz Ferris, sweetie angel baby. Liz asked, hi, Laura. She said, love, Laura. She said, sending love, and then said, Valerie. She had a question. Gosh darn it. There it is. Laura, I love you. Val, did you know my dad? Liz, did you know Bob Ferris when you were at Gold Base?
Yes.
He's like, look at that.
I did.
So fast and easy. She's like, Bob Ferris? Yeah.
Yes.
And Valerie was in RTC, guys. This is Valerie being in RTC who knew Bob Ferris when she was only at the Gold Base or up at it for, they're both the same thing. You were at the Int base for what, 3 years, 4 years? Like how long were you actually there?
I was actually at the property for 12 years. I was in
bananas. I forgot that okay, so
because I went to Gold. You were out.
I got demoted from CMO. I still had gotten demoted from CMO, then went back to the EPF, and then went back from cleaning jobs. They posted me as a public cleaner and stuff, and I kept 3 times wanting to leave the Sea Org. So each of these years, I was trying to leave, and you were at Gold Base now.
Yeah, I had no idea. No idea this was happening.
Because then later we'll talk about this. Make sure somebody reminds us, but. later you had a conversation with my mother, guys, at Gold Base.
Yep.
Not knowing
you were gone, anything. I was like, oh my God, how's Megan doing? I miss her so much. Yeah. And then your mom's like, oh, she left. She's bad. I'm like, what? And I'm like, no, she's not really. I love her, but I'm supposed to say that because she left. And I'm like, like so crazy. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm not even supposed to have this conversation with you. Don't ask me about her again. And I'm like, what? She was a fucking badass motherfucker. And then I was like thinking to myself, wow, maybe this is a sign.
This is a sign.
Yeah, like, wow, this fucking chick knew what she was fucking doing. I should have left right there. Anyway.
You know what is crazy? So you only left the Gold. When did you leave the Sea Org?
2017.
Guys, she's only been out of the Sea Org for 5 years.
Yeah. 6. Yeah. 6 years.
This is that is crazy because I had 12 years, 15 years just out in this world, right? Thinking, oh, that took me so long just to unwind. Basically, I think I was trying to leave Scientology and the whole world, that whole planet of Scientology, but without having the disconnection with my family and all that. I was trying.
Your whole family was in there.
And I was trying to see if I could maneuver it. I thought I was able to work the system of Scientology some way where I could still be this crazy outside wild rocker, whatever, having fun life person. And then just not be a Scientologist anymore. And that just wasn't happening. A lot of you guys have seen parts of the Over the Rainbow documentary. And I'm talking to my dad on the phone, and you can just hear there is no other way of him seeing or viewing me as his daughter if I'm not connected to Scientology. No. And but anyway, so that's what it really took me 10 years. I was kind of trying to, I was in a band and I was trying to just live my life and stay away from it. But eventually it catches up to you when you start learning yourself and you start learning your, flaws and your solid points and not knowing them because they were controlled or not validated or whatever it is your whole life. So it's like we're just learning how loud we can be, and we're just learning simple things that we weren't allowed to have at all. So not only are we just learning to have it or to feel it or to express ourselves through art or protesting or whatever it is, we're going to sound a little crazy when we do it. And it's probably going to take a long time.
You don't sound crazy at all. You're freaking rock star, gorgeous, super baby. What are you talking about? I mean, you left. You were still a kid when you left. You had nothing. You had no parents. You had no family. You had no relatives when you left. I had no idea you left because I was kind of like your person.
When you leave the Sea Org, you're not allowed to tell.
You're not allowed to say anything to anyone. Even your
you're not. If they even if somebody finds out, then it gets back to you. Like, how did they know?
Yeah, exactly. And then you get more interrogation and more sec check, and then the person who says it also gets interrogated and tortured.
Like, why
and
are you talking to her about that? Exactly. Yeah. Well, I saw her not wearing her uniform anymore, and she's cleaning toilets. So I assume she either messed up or she wants to leave.
Exactly. And that's how it was.
They had to dumb us down too. Like, you're not that smart. You're not that intelligent. This is the policy letter.
That's right. You're evil. You're bad. You want to leave. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And until you admit to them that that's the case, or you're right. I'm such a terrible person. I suck. Oh my God, you're right. I'm doing the wrong thing.
I'm going to work on it. And I'm going to get my ethics.
I'm going to try though, and I'm so sorry. And right when you say that, then they let you leave. It took me 3 months to realize that.
Not then. It's not even really that they say, oh, good. It's not like we're getting you back. They're just giving you permission finally to feel like, oh, good. So you're telling us you're not going to attack us or anything. Yeah. That's basically what they're getting.
It's a control. They just want to make sure they're fully in control of you.
Yeah. And you're not allowed
mentally, physically. Yeah.
You're not allowed to ask for help by anybody that you knew as a Scientologist or a Sea Org member. You're not allowed to get help from them in any way, shape, or form. In fact, you're not even supposed to contact them.
That's right. Not even one phone call. Hey, I'm out. Can I get a job? Or hey, I'm
No, it's
out.
like mind your own
Nothing.
business, and hopefully the next time they see you, you'll be back on course. You'll be at graduation or something, completing your OT4. So they'll know, oh, I thought you were in the Sea Org. Oh, great, but you just finished your OT4, and that's amazing. You know, all of a sudden you're fine.
Yeah.
So isn't this crazy?
When you've given them thousands of dollars and
millions. There's not me, but like
millions. Yeah.
I'm like, if I had millions. But it wouldn't be going there. So how do you remember Bob Ferris? Just because I want to answer that for Liz. So when you went to Gold Base, what was your introduction to Bob Ferris? Or like, how did you know of him? What did you
I had no idea he had kids. Absolutely no idea. For the 12 years I was there, not one. He had a wife too, Bob Ferris, and I don't remember. But yeah, he was an old guy doing his thing, putting his time in. Didn't really have a lot of interaction with him, but he was trying to do the best he could do, basically. I don't remember what his position was.
Yeah, I was going to say, what jobs or whatever did you see him doing? Do you remember him?
Ferris.
Working.
I don't remember.
I think he worked on all kinds of things. But yeah, there you go. Now we can go to Liz's channel and find out.
Okay.
Thank you,
and
Liz,
I would love to speak to you, Liz, because maybe you can, spark my memory, and I can spark yours. But yeah, when I saw your name first, I was like, Ferris. And then I heard your whole story of you going over there, and that they said that he was dead, and oh my God, I'm so sorry about that.
For 17 years.
Oh my God.
Or 19 years.
Oh, like when I first heard it, I was like, woo, woo. Like that is it's so evil on all aspects of it. Like that. Anyway, I don't even know what they probably told him you died. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like they were probably just, oh, well, she's gay or whatever it is. I don't know if that's exactly the reason why. Probably, actually.
Oh, yeah, like, because Scientology, thinks gay people are like Hitler. Yeah.
Yeah, they say things like, consider me dead, or consider them dead because they're
dead to you because they're not wanting to change their sexual orientation or whatever. Like they're not straight, so they're evil. Literally.
Yeah.
That's how Scientology thinks of all gays, lesbians, everybody. They don't even register the trans. But they're evil. They're the devil. They've got a devil inside them, and anyway.
So Ken's channel says, question, Laura has met her match for energy. Has Valerie been able to talk to her trunk driver since then?
I tried to find him. I did not know his name. He didn't know I was in the trunk of the car until he got to Burbank. So it was 2.5 hours I was in the trunk of the car. Got to Burbank, he popped the trunk, but he was picking up his girlfriend. And anyway, he popped the trunk. I was back there. I moved. He freaked out, jumped like 10 feet back, and he was like, oh my God, you were in the trunk of my car for 2.5 hours. How are you okay? Oh my God. And it was like midnight, so it was dark outside, so I didn't get a good look at his face. So what happened, anyway, he was traumatized. The girlfriend was traumatized. I was just like, thank you so much. You saved me. You have no idea how much you helped me. Thank you. Where are we? Like, anyway. So I went back to
I feel like you probably handled it really well. Like, I'm so sorry. I know this was really interpolating.
I'm so sorry that I caused you. Like, but you guys helped me so much. You have no idea. And just don't. Somebody's gonna call you, and just try not to say anything about this because I'm gonna go meet my friends. It's so stupid.
You're like, I gotta go. Okay, thanks for the ride.
Yeah. It was bananas. So I went back to where like, because I remembered that I had to like, where am I? And I was looking at the street I was at, and I knew I had to like go down a street and then turn to go to the payphone. So when I got out, I retraced my steps and I went to the apartment that he stopped at to pick up his girlfriend. And I talked to the manager. I talked to the tenants that were there. I showed, I told him that the girlfriend was this beautiful Asian. He was about this tall, white, blonde. I was trying to describe, like, do you have any idea if they're still here? If you, if could you leave him a note? I've put flyers of my face and my phone number. If you recognize me, if you helped me escape this cult, please contact me. I want to apologize and, pay for your counseling if I traumatized you. But I didn't get any answer. I got no response. I was trying to get like the actors, like I posted a thing on.
Well, think about it, Valerie. They probably have the guy's information. They know exactly who this person was. They saw the camera. It's easy for them to know.
They contacted him.
And they probably threatened him. Yeah, exactly. Oh, they did.
Yeah. They contacted him, and they basically interrogated him to ask him if he knew I was in the trunk, where did I go, whatever. So when they basically were threatening my whole family with like, excommunication, they were like, oh, we already know you jumped in a trunk of a car. And the guy is, like, whatever. So anyway.
That is wild. Look at you, baby. You're free now. Did you see my little BT? My little handmade BT?
Oh my gosh, that's
Clearwater
amazing.
Clearwater Cheryl made
that it. That is perfect. Oh my gosh. Did someone make that for you?
Yeah. The SBTV community has the sweetest, most loving, caring supporters. And I get gifts and stuff from them all the time. So she made me this, and it's a BT, and there's all of these accessories. I have them in this bag so I don't lose them. But it's like an ashtray. I showed it last night on my live. It's a little handmade ashtray, a radio, a microphone. So she has it has nugs of weed, like little weeds. It has a lighter. It has the weed pipe.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing? I also have this one
with the goldenrod bodysuit and everything. Oh my gosh! Freaking rocker hair. Yes, baby. Sexy and everything. I love it.
Oh my God, there's so many. There's so many. And then all the outfits I wear, all of the goldenrod crocheted stuff. Sue's this amazing.
Oh yeah, I did see that on one of your episodes. Yeah, that was so cool. So awesome. So sweet.
It's so fun. It's so loving. It's so caring. It's so nurturing.
Like we never had a family and this is your family.
It just feels fun, or whatever it is. Whatever it is, if it's my new little group of family fun, then that's what it is. Like, is it
exactly?
If it's the SBTV community, great. Then that's what it is. It's so great. It's deeply beautiful. Poet. Hi, Poet. Brian Lucas says, true story. There is an anti-sodomy regulation in the Uniform Code of Military Justice. The only authorized position is missionary. This is the sex position. So he's saying LRH might have gotten it from there.
From the military, where he got like literally everything. He got the uniform. He got the schedule. He got 8 a.m. to midnight. Wow. That's right. Wow. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling us that, Brian.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go.
Everything. That's what I'm saying. Everything L. Ron Hubbard has done, he's a con artist.
He's stolen from somewhere.
It's literally, he has not come up with anything like anyways, and it doesn't matter. It's just as simple as that. Not that Helen said the restrictions on young couples on one hand and on the other, kids are subjected to auditing. I can never get my head around that. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. How should you
Yeah, absolutely.
Super
thousands and thousands of hours of interrogation and, do you want to touch yourself? And just insane from 8 years old, sometimes even 6 years old, that I've heard. It could be younger, to, 16, 15, 16, 17.
And then, but also to be even joining the Sea Org at all, you have to, and then to go to CMO or to RTC or to Int Base or anything, you have to, in detail, full detail, write out your life history. And part of that includes anything sexually that has happened to you, any financial, any drugs you've done in your whole life, anything about you in detail has to be there. So they have all your information before, as a child, as a teenager growing. They're controlling your whole life.
Yeah. And you have to update it every single time you move a position. Right. And then you have to get interrogated on what you're,
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Yeah.
So everything is a constant, I'm keeping you constantly in fear. I'm keeping you constantly under, you're
under an interrogation. You're literally under a microscope your entire life. Yeah. We didn't know that. I know. I know. So
and that's
and that's all.
Thank you, Super Pup. Super Pup gave us a sweet message, $20 super chat, and they are so amazing. Erica sent the most amazing gifts for Foxy, for my cats. They are such a supporter. They support so many TV channels, but I just love this human being. We love them.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Dang. She said, yesterday, Lara, Louie and Dylan. Today, Lara and Valerie. All these blessings in less than 24 hours using their voices. Christmas came early with these gifts. Thank you all for staying true to yourselves. Thank you, Super Pup. You're genius, baby.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Your love is infectious.
Yeah, and on a point, staying true to yourselves. We're still learning, we're still growing, we're still, finding out what is life, and what do we like, what do we not like, it's always a constant, it's a constant when you've had your whole entire life controlled so much, and your mind and what you could think and what you couldn't think, and what's right and what's wrong, and when all of that has been controlled so your entire life, so every single thing that you ever did was an exact reaction or control mechanism of what the authorities, or what you're going to get in trouble of, or but everything down to should I buy this toothpaste, and should I have to make sure that the socks match, and it's the anxiety level in our lives that we have lived is so insane. And I'm still I've had hundreds of hours of therapy, and I'm still going through it. I'm still even I'm watching your podcast, I'm learning oh my gosh, yeah, that happened. God, I didn't even think that was weird, but it's illegal.
It's, right. Not
it's
only
crazy,
is it weird or inappropriate, it's oh wait, and this is actually illegal. It's a law that we've chosen as society is a horrible thing, so we made it illegal.
Exactly.
Now we're just calling it other things. And this is exactly how Scientology is getting away with everything. They're doing things. They're giving permission to people's sins and for their flaws and for the things that they've fucked up on in life, giving them, what do you call that? When you forgive them or whatever. And as if they're God and they can just give you the approval of being freed of something you've done or whatever it is. Right. And then
relieve yourself of the burden,
and then give me money for it. You're giving this group money for it. There's no other way to get any of this without paying money for a young, energetic, controlled child auditing you, or somebody who's been so perfectly groomed in the Scientology organization. They know exactly pre-handedly what questions they're going to be asking you. They are already prepared for everything you're going to tell them. So
Yeah.
they also normalize it in that way. The person doing it plus the person paying and everything's normalized. Everything's like, oh, I'm going into session to say everything. This is where I can say everything without getting in trouble. So I better say it all, or the technology is not going to work on me.
Yeah.
If I don't fully say everything that I'm feeling. And the only person or people who can approve of this behavior or free you of it, or say you've done the enough amends, or, you know, thank you for coming clean. You're now clean. Your needle is floating. Is the money. Once you're paying, that's the only way you get to be acknowledged for it, is by getting it off in session and having your needle float. These
Which
are
is
all
bullshit anyway.
made up things that
it's
are
all
violating.
Made up. It's like literally Monopoly. Like it's a made up freaking game of bullshit.
Literally. And then for some reason, not for some reason, in this mind control set, we're going, oh, okay, this is normal. It's totally illegal. It's absolutely like there's so many things happening in Scientology's organizations all over the place that are illegal. But first of all, the most obvious thing is why does a religion need so much money? Why does a religion need so much property and so many underage children and people and people birthing and creating babies that are eventually going to be future Scientologists? Like a Scientologist doesn't have a baby without expecting that baby to be a future Scientologist.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And the point that Sea Org members aren't allowed to have kids is actually kind of stupid on his part, because like that's why there's only like 15,000 Scientologists and Sea Org members in the whole entire world. Kind of stupid. You know, the forced abortions
but I mean, we say that on that way, but also the kids like us, we get older and we break out of that shell of like, you're not going to keep somebody. Even if you birth them into it, there are gonna there are gonna be people who unalive themselves, or they're gonna be people like me who are loud and wild and are gonna bust open whether you don't like it, whether you like it or not, or whether that's your rules or not. Like eventually we're going to grow out of this box you've controlled us in. Like children, there's no way, and sadly there are some still stuck in there. Obviously, that's what we're trying to get them all out. But it's that they're still mentally going to be in that position. And that happens not just like, oh, yesterday or last year. It happens over years and years of purposeful grooming, of purposely being like, okay, this person's going to join the Sea Org, like eventually when they're 15 or 18. So for now, let's make sure they're constantly going into the org and every day. And on the weekends, they're not, you know, going to the bars. They're really showing that they're ethical and they're helping at the org and stuff. You know what I mean? Like they're already being like, how does that work? How does that work for how does that pattern, how is that supposed to work for every human being on the earth? We're all so separate. We're all so different. Which is so beautiful and fun. Like, are you kidding me? Nobody wants.
That's what's so crazy. Like, it's. I mean, he did study the Korean War and prisoners of war, and he being L. Ron Hubbard, studied all of that too. So he had all the tools and ways and means to manipulate and to make the person, the story of the soldiers that the U.S. soldiers that then at the end of all the brainwashing and manipulation and mind control, they then resigned as a U.S. citizen to join the abuser. That's basically, he studied all of that. He was even making a film about it at Golden Era Productions when I was like, oh, this is what we're doing. Oh my God, bye. So
it gives you the outside. It's just crazy when you start to learn and live your own life, whether that's through, that's what I mean. Like eventually the universe is gonna as a society, we get bigger, we evolve. Science, we're evolving.
Exactly.
There's no way, even if you have children born in the Sea Org, there's no way that this is ever going to be legit legally to the rest of the world. Because nobody's okay with this behavior, this mind controlling, manipulative behavior of somebody's whole life, because this affects their whole life.
Exactly. I know, it's sad, and that's the other thing too. Like I was seeing some of the protests and some of the stuff happening in front of, in LA, in front of the test center and stuff. And I was like, looking at one of the Sea Org members there, I'm like, he thinks that we're all out ethics and evil. And, he is in that brainwashed mentality of he's doing the right thing and he has to stand strong because he's the one that's going to save the world. And someday, somehow, someone is going to click it or something. And then he'll be like, oh, wait, they were right. Oops. Like, or something.
It's way later because it
Yeah.
took us all. It takes us. I mean,
It takes us time to see, and yeah, absolutely. And also,
so when you get to that point of going, oh, you were right, you're already an SP by that point. You're already going, oh my God, now I'm that person who's picketing or having the sign outside that I was like afraid to look out the window and see if there's picketers out there. Don't read the signs.
Totally. Absolutely.
Like, and now I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It's just so wild.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to do that with you. That was, I watched your whole thing, all the different slides that were going up. Oh my God, it looked so powerful, so amazing.
You guys imagine me and Valerie on the next protest. Next time, oh my God. No bullhorns needed.
Exactly.
Oh
yeah.
God,
oh my God. I don't know. You have your voice is mwah. I think I'll need a bullhorn, but maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. No, you got a very. You're saying we got this. Yeah, that would be.
We got this.
Oh my God. Retired Red, thank you. Right, Retired Red ordered an awesome SPTV flannel from my website. And it's I feel like Retired Red, you might be the second or the third person who's ordered this. This fancy flannel, the SPTV flannel, is getting quite popular.
There we go, darling.
Thank you for doing that, Retired Red, and ordering your amazingness. Hi, Marilyn. Marilyn is a crocheter. She's a badass.
Oh, yes. Hi.
The SBTV community. I'm sure you'll meet her and see her on the tubes of the SBTV.
Yeah,
she also has her own coffee cults and crafts is her jam. She is, oh my God, I'm going to send you a picture of her live stream yesterday that she did with Aaron. She's made it. It's a huge, I'm ruining it because I want to just be able to show you it, but it's a huge golden.
Don't ruin it. You gotta show it. Don't ruin it. Now everyone's like in anticipation. What is this? What are you gonna tell us?
Now they a lot of people in this chat probably are fans of Ron growing up in Scientology. So if you go to his channel, or go to Marilyn's right here on the screen, go to Marilyn's channel right there, and
okay, good.
You'll see what the amazing golden Rodney is.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, I will check it out.
Hello,
so
you beautiful,
adorable.
Strong. This is for you too. She's saying, hello, you beautiful, strong, badass ladies. Keep fighting. She says, keep fighting the good fight. Sending love from me and Rodney, the goldenrod. He'll be on his way soon. Lara, I'm so excited.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm running through comments. What is this? Valerie, we all are glad you joined the SP community. We will have your back. Yep.
Thank you. I know this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So thank you for having me. I'm glad.
You're a natural. You're really good at it. You're natural. You should literally have your own YouTube channel, Valerie, because eventually everybody's just going to be wanting to hear all of your detailed stories.
Oh my goodness.
It's really therapeutic and it's really informative. If you did a channel, I would be watching all of your videos. I would be like, oh, what is she talking about? It's fun to get into somebody else's head. because
Yeah.
and it's fun to be able to do this on YouTube where you're able to like just morph into it and kind of have this open group talk session. It's like crazy, but not because we're only distracting each other. We're not being distracted by a whole group of people agreeing or disagreeing or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
What's this? Oh yeah, your hair is
No,
epic.
but just on
I
that
think
point, I've listened to a lot of your stuff, Laura, and some of the things that you've even said, I completely shut out of my brain, of my memory. So I didn't even remember like some of the stuff, even, you know, with Surge as well, like, you know, what happened when we were at Flag and in Florida and the EPF and you know, because you know when you've gone through so much trauma that we have, at least my brain, it has shut off a lot of memories and buried it because it's so painful. So listening to you and listening to Surge and going, oh my gosh, I remember that. Oh my God, I totally forgot that is therapeutic for me too. Like you like, you know, what you were saying, it's definitely, we have a lot. We have a lot. So
like
you're
Valerie,
awesome.
do you
You're
remember?
freaking fantastic.
You were the one who taught me how to wrap presents really nice and crisp for the executives in what was your job title when
that
you were
was when I was the public affairs chief.
public affairs chief? I was trying to figure out what the hell that title was the other day.
It was public affairs chief. So I was
she's
like in public relations in the business side of things.
Yeah. So she had to have good public relations. And she really did have you. I mean, you dress nice always, anyways, even when. But you did like you wore civvies a lot as well. And then I think that kind of turned over from that job of you going to be.
It was just while I was the public affairs chief because I would. I don't know, because I could get away with it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, because that job also was like I had to wrap all the gifts for Dave. I had to wrap all the gifts for the execs, and I had to make sure that everyone got gifts for, you know, Dave and whatever, and had to get the list and did it. Like it was, that's probably why Christmas is like I'm because everything is right. Like it was so crazy. And birthdays, remember birthdays? Like how everyone had to like get the gift. It was like a mandatory thing. And like you had to get gifts for executives. And even if the executive would never give you a gift, you'd have to give a gift to an executive. And then when it was like a lower hierarchy, then well, if you gave a gift to that person, then they would have to give a gift to you. And well, if you like, and there was like lists and like and what and how much money you spent on that person to like. I mean, I get it because we only got like $50 or $45 a week, so we didn't have a lot of money. But that's even in itself the reason why we should never have done that, because we literally had no money, and here we are having to mandatorily give money to executives that were abusive to us. So we had to give presents to our abusers, right? Like it's crazy when you actually think about. But you know,
you would get an ethics interview if somebody said, "Do you want to donate?" or "Here's the pot for David Miscavige." You would get fucking immediately in ethics trouble if you didn't donate money.
You would get assigned a lower condition, which was like a penalty, or you would have to clean dumpsters, or you would.
It would be a huge issue. Like, what is this? What is this negative and theta? What are these lines? Like, what do they call that? What do they call the when you're having,
like black PR?
Yeah. What's
the
black PR? Why
propaganda?
What makes you think you eat, just like Leah, the Shelley question? Where's Shelley? What makes you think you have the authority to be asking that question? It's the same thing. Like, you don't even have the authority to not pay. Like, you don't have the choice. Borrow the money. If you were in lower conditions and you didn't get paid, then borrow the money from Megan or Valerie.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
you know?
It's pretty insane. So like that's also people ask, well, why did it take you so long to get out? Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you not understand how brainwashing works? Do you not understand how like being and living and breathing with your abuser for your entire life? Do you not understand? And now, like I'm saying, we had to give gifts to them, to the
And
people that were abusing us. The people that were literally child labor laws being violated, breaking the law, having, forced abortions, those executives that ordered all of those things, we are now having to give gifts for their birthday, for Christmas, for like.
And not only that, like we're ironing their shirts and doing all their
Yes,
laundry and cleaning their rooms.
exactly.
We're slaving away for these people.
Yeah,
Like,
it's insane. It's like I'm talking about like a science fiction novel. Like it's like our lives are freaking so bananas. Like it's you can't do a movie. It would have to be like a series of like, 10 seasons, 12 episodes per season to really understand, like The Handmaid's Tale, which was hilarious, by the way, that was literally done by a Scientologist.
A current
I was like,
Scientologist.
oh, of course it is, because she knows exactly what brainwashing is and what a cult is. And actually, that's why she's doing such a good job, because she is in Scientology and it's a cult and she knows exactly what all that is.
Like the #1 series of a cult show is making the most money.
By a Scientologist. I could not believe it. I was like, oh my God, this is priceless right now. I mean, of course.
And the ways that Scientology has people, like, you are not, an interviewer isn't allowed to just ask Tom Cruise about Scientology. Not at all. Like, there are contracts and agreements signed before Jimmy Kimmel or anybody interviews Tom Cruise. They say, I will not ask anything about Scientology, and I will ask these, or I will say this, or whatever. So
that's exactly right. It's all controlled. It's all manipulated. That's right. That's why Tom hasn't had an interview in 10 plus years. That's why
you don't hear Tom talking about Scientology. And if he does, it's always a bad thing. It's like a bad fight or a weird argument, or you're glib, or you need to get your manners in now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
it's like
he talks, it's very Scientology, because he is all Scientology. And this is why it's insane that these actors who are supporting Scientology, like, open your eyes, guys. If you're watching these guys' shows and movies and stuff, you, like, hate to say it, but you really are putting the money into the hands of Dave Miscavige to control, because he controls all of that. And this is the money that is protecting children, protecting Scientology from exposing what's happening inside their hotels and inside these buildings that they allow at any age. It's not even just underage. It's the fact that we are doing other things here that are totally illegal, like overly working.
Human trafficking is happening right now.
Exactly. Like, so it's so much that it's like, it's not just the kids, but this, if this was in any other situation or any sort of scenario and there were kids involved and this was happening, people would be investigating hardcore about, like, okay, what did they see? How are they doing this without us seeing it? What is going on? What is this thing called auditing? Why are they paying $1,000 or $12,000 for 1 hour of an auditing session or an intensive? Where is this money going? And what is it doing? Why is it so expensive? And what is it doing emotionally? And who's doing the auditing? And what happens when you're in an auditing session? You can't just fucking leave. It's actually, it violates the way that Scientology's technology would work. It violates it if you leave the session. So you already have to mentally stay there, and physically you're there have been auditors who slam doors shut and lock it and say you can't. There have been like CSs that have to come and take over an auditing session because the pre-clear is trying to leave and the auditor won't let them. So there's so much, everything about every job position in that organization has something to do with somebody doing things that are illegal. So start off with anybody on the fucking street, start off with the security guard, start off with anybody It's just like any post position is doing something that is totally illegal.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
agreed upon humans that we've said, no, if this is happening in a group, or if this is happening to somebody, if this SA is SA, no matter what you call it, if you're doing this, you're going to jail. Like, why is this not, why are we doing something else with Scientology? Because they're calling it a different word or a different name?
Yeah, yeah, and also that's another thing that I wanted to bring up is like, you know, even when we were in, you know, like how I like you for instance, and how I met you, and yes, we were both minors, but you know, I did turn 18, and then I think I saw you a couple more times. I think the last time I saw you is when I was 20, and you know, yeah, I was born into it, but you're not ever taught the law. Like you don't actually know that this is a violation of the law. You don't know what human trafficking means. You don't know what
doing horrible. You don't
you don't
understand
know
why you're
you don't
not
know what
getting
the child labor laws are. You don't know what labor laws are. You don't know any of that. You're not taught any of that. Like if I knew any of that, I would have like literally grabbed you and been like, okay, let's go.
But all of us. You would have been an immediate suppressive, an SP, guys. You would have been an immediate SP for having your own thoughts. That's the point.
Yeah.
Not even the point, but like what I'm saying is all of us through our whole structure are purposely neglected certain information, purposely neglected certain tools, purposely neglected the law, purposely neglecting law enforcement, having police involved when they should be, and not showing up for Scientology when they don't need to be there.
Exactly.
Like, so it's just insane. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's obvious what things are happening. We're saying these things are happening in stories. All this shit is coming out, and it just like, what is going on where Scientology is getting away with this, guys?
Yeah.
How is this not what they call in Scientology a Hilton, a flap? Why is this not a flap in our society that a gross organization like Scientology thinks that they can exist in the United States of America?
Yeah.
When they've been banned from other countries. It's just like,
and they're actively trying to get banned from other countries. I did see that. But in the United States, and that's actually like, you know, where you actually touched this on one of your podcasts where, you know, the whole reason why they got tax exempt status was because they dug up all the shit on every single person that was going to approve their tax exempt status or disapprove it or whatever. And they blackmailed them into signing that they had religious recognition and tax exempt status in 1993. So they have a whole organization dedicated to pulling up all of the crap to, you know, Leah Remini has mentioned it many times, you know, Scientology fair game. And they're dedicated to destroying anyone that tries to fight back against them, you and I included. You know, I've been harassed and private investigators followed me, and, you know, my car got broken into, and they, you know, anyway, lots of stuff. So, you know, I guess, and, you know, law enforcement, when you're like, why isn't law enforcement doing anything? Because we did go to the San Bernardino Police Department, and lo and behold, they're already in the pockets of Scientology. They've gone to their facilities. They've been, you know, they've given, I don't know if they've given money or goods or taken care of their family but there's definitely a connection between. So that's also the mission of how manipulative and how toxic these, it's called Office of Special Affairs, as OSA. But how the Sea organization has policies on this and how to do it and get with the law enforcement and make good with them and make good, because they know that they are sitting on crimes. They know that they're violating the law, or else why would they need to get in good with the police? Why would they need to get in good with other religions to pose as a religion? It literally says that in one of the books by L. Ron Hubbard, to get into Christianity and get good with all the other religions, so Scientology looks like a legit religion. Like, why would you have to do that if you're not a legit religion? Because you're not. And you're literally like facading the whole, like, you know what I mean? How crazy is that? Anyway.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, we see the police officers, we're at a protest and we see the police officers cuffing up the one guy that's protecting us out of all. From who? From a phone call from somebody inside. They weren't even
from a lie. Yeah, they fucking lied, and they said that he was waving his gun around her. Like, bullshit.
And why weren't the cops there at the beginning of the protest to make sure everything was safe on our end?
Exactly. Exactly.
Why are we not even me? Why are we getting somebody else to hire, somebody at the protest, to hire a private security just in case? Exactly.
That's exactly right.
And
because Scientology has, because they have safeguarded. What is the word? Safeguard? Is it safeguard?
Yeah, I think so. Like,
where you safeguard the political, like, it literally is a list of people that you have to safeguard when you're opening a new organization. Or so it's the Celebrity Center. They've literally been at the Los Angeles Police Department division for like 20 years. Like, they've literally been systematically inviting their friends, giving them free meals, giving them a free stay at the hotel. Like they have been working on this for a long time. So it's not just like, oh, well, this is no. This is not a new thing. This is a thing that every single organization, when you see them first spring up, then you know that they have a checklist of every single person. They have to get the sheriff. They have to get the police department. They have to get the judge. They have to do a list of people that they have to safeguard in order for them to be protected, because they know they're doing shady shit. They know that they're actually breaking the law. So they have to do these actions to make sure that they're covered. It's it's kind of like somebody said, like, oh, it's like the mafia. I'm like, no, the mafia was fucking badass. Like, they were, they killed people and stuff like that.
I would say every relationship that Scientology has is manipulative, not for a relationship
for their purpose, narcissism to a T.
So it's so silly, LAPD, watching this or watching anything about this, that you are part of the LAPD and not one of you are coming out and saying what is going on with the connections between LAPD and Scientology. This is just like, you are our security for our society, and you're protecting a poisonous, cancerous organization. And we're giving you information, and we're telling you there are children being put in uniforms that look like adults, because that's what we were made to do. Look like a fucking adult, act like an adult. Go in session and audit this adult. Be an adult. Stop banking. Stop being whiny. Stop your out TR0. Be an adult. So go find them. Go get their IDs. Go see if they are holding their own identification. Go see if they have their access to their passport at hand, free will. Go physically say, go get it to me. Go get your passport right now.
Yeah.
There's no way OSA holds all of these people captive by holding their physical information, to start off, by one, but by two, watching them with cameras nonstop on a security system, which is the equivalent of being in jail. Yeah. You are, even at the gold base, the barbed wired fence all around is for out. It's this way and this way. It's for people to not come in and for the inside people to not be able to come out. Do you know how many times people would have climbed over that fucking gate and blown the gold base if those barbed wire fences were not there?
Yeah.
So many people.
Hundreds.
I think
Hundreds.
the base would be empty. It would be an empty base.
Well, it almost is actually. So that's a good thing. Yeah, it's
Jennifer,
pretty.
there's a lot of, by the way, I've been popping up questions, not questions, just comments about how amazing and a gorgeous babe you are, and your curly hair is so beautiful. And for example, this one, Cornelius, is Valerie single?
Oh, that's cute.
You can get an answer to that question.
No, you don't.
He's gonna get bombarded.
I am not in a session. I do not have to answer that question.
Good job. You take that power back, baby. Okay, question. So Jennifer, so yeah, you guys in the chat keep throwing it up. Thank you all for being in here. Clearwater, Cheryl, Weed, Rosalind, all you are amazing. Thank you for being in the chat. Apostate Alex, you guys are excellente salantre. Retired Red.
Oh, Apostate Alex?
Yeah, Apostate Alex.
Oh, awesome. I've seen a lot of his stuff. That's cool. Hi.
Look,
nice to meet you.
This is Apostate Alex. He said, big love to you both and mad respect to you, Valerie, for everything you're doing. So he also watches and keeps up on all your
awesome. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, from one badass to another, Valerie.
Right?
Like
we're both badasses. Come on.
But what you are doing is so important. And I know it's a lot of internal hard work, and I want to validate you so hard right now. So what you're doing is so important because you're making it valid for me to be able to know what I can do on my next steps. Like, not to be like, oh, good, well, let's see what happens with Valerie when she's done with it. No, but it's also like, wow, Valerie's pushing through, and she has the muscle to put up with David Miscavige's nasty, manipulative lawyers and everything. And as
all
you're going
the abusers
as you're going through it, you're also dealing with the abusers, and you're dealing with remembering things that you physically, like when you bring up trauma and stuff, physical shit happens with your body. And I know we've talked about that. So I know there's just so much, like you're so strong, and you have the whole SBTV community supporting you so hard, and you don't even know it, like, for real, because you're doing, Valerie's doing work right now in terms of dismantling Scientology and exposing it for what it is, that a lot of people can't do because they don't have the time or mental capacity to actually be able to even get through it or do it. They literally, there's a lot of people who've tried and they've fallen off the bandwagon because they just, they can't continue to uphold. And one of Scientology's tactics is to drain the money and the energy in the pockets of the people attacking them.
That's exactly right. And that's what they're trying to do right now. And I'm like,
and they're doing it hard to her. And so what I'm saying, if all y'all support this freaking hot ass babe, she's so amazing, so strong, but for real, it's like you give me support, you give us all support. What you're doing is so helpful, it's so needed, and you are
we need to bring justice to this criminal organization. Totally.
Yeah. And you are somebody who's been out of being a Scientology public, then coming into the Sea Org, then going to these different positions in the Sea Org, and then going up to the top and working for the leader, and then going to the int base, and then trying to fucking leave through the trunk of the car, and then coming back, and then doing it properly. And you've been through the whole manipulating scheme, and now you're back attacking them the way that they have been being protected through the legal system. You're going back through whatever holes, and I know there's a whole arbitration, and the judge, you have to go through this bullshit arbitration that Scientology has never done in their life. They've never freaking done an arbitration. It's just a made up thing. So, but the fact that Valerie, just like we all do, have to go through a law, through the system that is shitty or weak or whatever it is, it's our only system. It's the one we have, and it's the only way right now that we can do anything about it. And right now you're doing that work, which is so insane and incredible. And I always want to support and let you know that, like, you have not only my 1000% support all the time, no matter what, but you also have this whole SBTV community that and all the people that are watching that are under the radar, they're listening and they're going, oh my God, Valerie was in CMO. Oh my God, she was like this, they're all people you don't even remember are watching, and it's helping all of them, and it's inspiring them to go, oh good, something is actually legally happening. So things are moving. It's just a drain in the ass instead of a kick in the ass. It's a drain in the ass because
and it's definitely, sometimes it's very frustrating. I mean, a lot of the times it's very frustrating, and it's definitely sad that the judicial system is but there is like the judge for the Danny Masterson case. That was an awesome judge. And I want that judge.
Judge Almeida. Yeah.
I was like, okay, so there is hope. There is a good judge out there. I see the judge. I was like, okay. So I talked to my lawyers.
Is it possible to get that? I guess you can't like choose your judge, or can you?
That's the fucked up part. I know. I was like, oh shit, I want that judge. I know. I was like, oh yeah. And it was a criminal case, and mine's civil right now. So I basically need to get through my arbitration, get back to court, and charge them with all of the crimes. And I want to take it to the Supreme Court. So, you kind
of have to do that, right? Is that kind of what you have to do at this point?
Well, I don't have to.
You don't have to do
anything. It depends how they rule it in the civil court. If they rule it and they charge the Church of Scientology and David Miscavige, and if they actually charge them with the crimes and with jail time and with everything that I want them to, then and the executives and the people that were abusive, and changing the laws, and changing the fact that they are breaking the law each and every day, and actually get them to see that they're doing that. If they can do that, they can do that in the civil court, but I don't know if they're going to. So if they don't, then I will take it to the next court, and then the appellate court, and then the Supreme Court.
Amazing. Look at you badass baby. Jennifer's like, this is the different question, but question. What do Scientologists believe about autism? I asked because 2 out of my kiddos have autism. Did you know anyone with autism in the cult? I'm sure they don't believe in it.
No, they're not. That's a disqualification. Just like that.
No, but she's being for real. It's really
so
just
disgusting. They
treat, I would say the idea of autistic people to a Sea Org member is you're a degraded being. You've done something, again, just like being raped and all that. You've done something to pull in the position, the body you have, or the struggle you're going through. You've created maybe in another lifetime. But anyways, they look at autistic people, or the people they don't
retarded or
as autistic. They don't even view you. They don't agree with. They don't accept autism as a state of being, or like as somebody, like they don't even accept the word almost autism. It's like a made up thing in the psychiatry world, so it's a label, it's not a real thing. You can audit it out. You can get help to not be autistic in Scientology. That's like,
but they don't even have that word. You're totally right, Laura. They don't even, like, I learned what autism was 6 years ago. Like, never heard that word. They don't teach you any psychology words. They don't teach you any mental illness words. Mental illness doesn't mean.
No, it's not even a thing. That's not even a thing. Are you speaking psychiatry? Yeah.
Like you'd literally get interrogated if you said mental illness. Like, oh, I think there's something wrong. That's like believing, I was going to say believing in aliens, but that's a little more real than.
What do you mean?
But yeah, you're not
and not only
even
that,
taught the word.
Not only is it just swooped under the rug, it's not even discussed, it's considered a negative situation. It's a reactive mind thing. It's a banky thing. It's something on the whole track. So it's not considered like, wow, this is a beautiful, special needs person that is so amazing in different fields that they just need special needs in this aspect of their life. They don't care about that. They think it's degrading. You've done something to pull it in. They don't have time for it. That's it.
Yeah. Even though I know of like about 6 autistic people that are freaking brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, like their mind is like amazing. Like they're fast and they pick up on every single little thing and like, okay, cool. So, then you need help with, I don't know, communication skills or, whatever. I don't know. I thought they were freaking awesome. But yeah, you're not ever taught anything about it.
We weren't even taught something. We weren't even taught separation of like separating that. It wasn't like being, like kind of like gay people are just one. It's all it's just kind of put in a category. You're just kind of put in a you're a degraded being, or you are low on the tone scale to have pulled in a body, because they think about bodies being separate. Like body's just a body. You can drop a body. When you die, you just drop the body, pick it up and drop it. It's just like that. So they feel like, oh well, that person, this autistic person, pulled in, picking up this body and is using this body as a motivator, as like a punishment, as like, anyways, they consider it, you pulled something in and now you're motivating, you're dramatizing.
Dramatizing.
You're traumatizing a past engram from either another lifetime or something that has now pulled you in being autistic. But they don't use that word autistic. They say degraded being, or honestly, the R word, really. I don't want to say it, but they just use really, really messed up foul words, and they have zero care or interest. This reminded me of the whole John Travolta's son. John Travolta's son had autism. And that was never spoken about, or even if it was brought up, it was like, he's special needs or whatever it was. I don't even know what they used.
No, they didn't even allow him to use any.
You don't talk about it. So, and so that's really hurtful. That whole thing, the connection of even the father, John, not being able to be open and real and talk to his son about this very common thing that's been happening in the world, and his son is not the only one who has this. Like, I'm sure John Travolta, I wonder if he did his own research into like finding out what autism is, because I'm sure he kept
you're not allowed to learn that. You're not allowed to know, because it's having to do with psychology, it's having to do with the degrading, it's having to do with if you look at it, or if you even study it, then you're acknowledging and giving more acknowledgement of that could be, or that could happen. So then he didn't do that, and he didn't find out how you're actually supposed to treat it, and how you're actually supposed to have different people and different people that can be there for them, or whatever, or drugs. I actually don't know, but
no, like they medication, whatever it is. It's none of this.
Exactly. Nothing.
It isn't even in the concept of a Scientologist's mind.
That's right.
Let alone
that's right. Same with Kelly Preston. Yeah. Same with his wife.
That's why
he had cancer. You're not allowed to use cancer medication. You're not allowed to do this. Scientology says you're not allowed to do that, so you can't do that. And what happened? She died. In fact, thank you, Scientology.
And your cancer, right? It seemed like it could have been treated. Anyways, whatever. We're not going there.
Absolutely.
That's just so upsetting. But again, like a lot of things, like my uncle, all these people passing away from cancer or not getting treated because they don't treat bodies. They treat bodies like they're just things. They're part of the messed universe, as they call it. And there's no care and empathy and love and personal interest in yourself, because that's negative. If you're helping,
there's no self-care. Self-care does not exist.
If you're too pretty, if Valerie's too pretty, then she's creating a 2D.
I have other intentions. I have other fish to fry.
She's right. So it's almost you get criticized even when you are trying to put a little care, or it's like looked down upon as 2D flowing, or you're off purpose. You're thinking about your hair more than your job or your post or whatever.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, you're basically being trained and groomed and treated to be a nobody nothing, to be a machine that works from 8 a.m. to midnight and that does what they're supposed to do. And
I like what you said earlier about the narcissistic thing. Like we were being built to be the most narcissistic, planet controlling, because they're training us to control the planet. They want Scientology wants to clear the planet, which is never going to happen, idiots, because 50% of the fucking planet is smoking marijuana.
It's like a made-up game. It's so stupid.
It's made up. The whole Sea Org's intention is made up because it's never going to happen.
So crazy.
The billion-year contract that we both have signed several times has been made up completely. Has actual no scientific anything. Like nothing's actually being revealed or done or completed. You're not like achieving the state of OT8 and clear. Now your life is beautiful and now you can relax and go enjoy life. You're then moving on to target 2. I gotta move to target 2 and keep clearing people.
Before you move to target 2, you've got to clear everybody here. So but there's only 2,
but not everybody can go clear. Yeah, so
not everyone can go clear. If you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're
on drugs, or if you're on any medication from psychiatry.
Exactly.
So that's already 50% of the world right there. Exactly. So the planet is never going to get cleared, guys. What it's is going to do? It's we will clear the planet of Scientology.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye now. Bye.
Exactly.
IDK Jane sent us a $20 sweet sticker super
Cutie.
Chat. So with Tucker coming out against it, I'm a conservative, notwithstanding. To me, it just shows the corruption of the IRS. It's insane. I support religious freedom, but Scientology is a business, not a religion.
100%. Tucker, do you mean Tucker Carlson?
I mean, they can't respond right. Respond back in the chat if you do. But thank you for your super chat. And yes, like it's so ridiculous to not just see Scientology for not being the thing that they made up 10 years ago, whenever they got their status, in 20 years. Wow, I'm getting old. In
1993. I know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you never were a religion. It was weird when we were like having to get used to calling it the Church of Scientology.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
because it was, that's what's, and then remember that they had to drill us. They had to brainwash that into us of why are we a religion? Oh, because this is what you have to say when you say, why are we a religion? Because we believe in the spiritual being. Like, oh, we do?
Yeah, the Satan.
Yeah. That's the only, I'm like, so why does that make us a religion? and then, but we do.
Scientology degrades religions as not being worthy or not being
correct. They're all lies. Right. Christianity's a lie. Buddhism is a lie. They kind of have some things right, but the general, there is no God, there is no Messiah, there is no Buddha, maybe there's a Buddha as a man, and wait a second, L. Ron Hubbard's saying he was Buddha, right? But I'm going to get it right this time with Scientology, is what he kind of basically said. Like, okay, right.
I love
it's like, but then they say, but to all the politicians, to all the police officers, to everybody that comes in that says they're a Christian or a Muslim, or they up front in the facade, they say, oh, all is welcome. We welcome all religions. We respect all religions. Then when you're done paying 10 grand or 20 grand or 100 grand or $1 million, then when you get into the actual Scientology, then it says, oh, all other religions are actual bullshit. And the true God that is you. That's why you're responsible for everything that happens to you. And so everything bad, everything good. So it's really all up to you, and there's no anyone else, and you're on your own. So, narcissism, here we come.
Prompt and ready to go. Yeah, exactly. It's a mind fuck. That's One Love 51,000 says, question, is there rhyme or reason to what post they place you on?
Yes. Yes, there is. There is indeed. So Young is a high ranking one. Woman, good looking, able to have a conversation, be personable, be happy, and then there's qualifications. Then there's like Lara and I had no life before, so our qualifications were like nothing because we pretty much couldn't do anything. So our level of hierarchy that we would have would be higher than someone that, let's say, had a normal childhood and maybe smoked pot once. That, like, smoking pot once would be like a total disqualifier for going to a higher echelon. I see your mouth moving.
Sorry. What's the word that they use when you drug revert? When you leave the Sea Org and then you can't join the Sea Org again if you
smoke
do
one puff of pot.
You do LSD, you can't join the Sea Org. So all you in the chat pretty much are not qualified for the Sea Org anyways. I just assumed half of the chat is on LSD at some point.
I love it. I love it. Well done, guys. You've already reached the state of OT8.
I'm definitely not qualified for the Sea Org anymore.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of.
Exactly. That's like basically going from like 0 to OT8. So you guys, reach the highest level you can get. Well done, guys.
So like you already know the answers of what we're trying to do to you. So
exactly.
It's obvious. You can't. It's almost it's interesting. It's interesting how they don't let you. Why wouldn't they let somebody that's done LSD? Because they know what you're doing. They know what
exactly. Because they'll find the truth. They'll literally go to OT8 without giving you $5 million. And they'll do it in one night.
They can't accept that. In one night. Overnight success.
Night. Done. Exactly. Yeah. And why that was so intense was because L. Ron Hubbard did LSD and he did all the drugs. He did everything. So he knew that if someone did those drugs, that's probably how he wrote out all of the OT levels, was on those drugs. Because he wanted to make money and he wanted to create a cult and he wanted to conquer the world.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Just saying, Mike.
Not the drugs part. The drugs part's the fact, but my opinion on everything else. He did take drugs. Yeah.
It actually IDK James says it actually makes sense. Look at North Korea, forced to not bite the hand that isn't feeding you.
Exactly.
Forced to not bite the hand that isn't feeding you. Don't.
That's right. That's right. That's why there's just a handful of us that are speaking out against it and attacking and everything like that, because that brainwashing has gone very deep and very far and very painful for a lot of people. And that's also why a lot of our friends that are still in, that maybe when we were in, we even were like dropping little like, hey, what do you think about, outside, and they're still in because it's.
Remember when I was in CMO and I knew you were on your way to head up to INT, or you were getting approved for INT clearances. You were getting, that's what they call it, your clearances.
Yeah.
INT clearances. And I was like, oh, that means she's going to be going to gold base, which is the INT base, all the same. And I was like, my mom's up there. And then I remember I had commented or said something and I didn't even mean to obviously say it.
I remember that. You were like, good luck. Like, it's not what you think, or something like that. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I think I said something like, it's way more stricter up there or something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, then I probably won't be seeing you. I think I said something like, oh, I guess I won't be seeing
you said something like that. And I kind of looked at you like you were on drugs because.
Yeah, you were like, what do you mean? Like,
I'm like, what?
Okay, well, you're not an RTC, okay? I'm an RTC. You are just in CMO.
Probably what I said. You're like, you're not an RTC.
Yeah. You're not an RTC, so maybe you weren't getting the service I'll be getting.
You aren't getting the special treatment.
This is special treatment.
Although RTC was okay, fine. You got to do things and go places and whatever, but I got less sleep when I was in RTC than I did any other organization. So, and that schedule was fucking brutal.
Sleep depravity or whatever you want to call it.
It's part of the steps of brainwashing.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, yes, Jennifer. Yes, stop watching Scientology Hollywood. That means Tom Cruise and The Handmaid's Tale and all this, any Sea Org, any Sea Org, yeah, right. Any Scientology actors, stop. Just stop it. Let them figure out.
There's also hardly any. I mean, okay, so there's Tom, there's Catherine Bell, there's the Handmaid's Tale chick. I don't even know if Giovanna Ribisi's still a Scientologist or not.
I don't know.
Beck isn't a Scientologist anymore.
He went out and said that.
And like, who else?
What about people like Juliette Lewis and,
Oh, yeah. And
like the little
Elfman,
ones,
Bodie Elfman and
Jen Elfman, Bodie Elfman, and like
yeah, but that's still like on your hands. Like, okay, maybe 8, maybe 10. Like, there's not a lot. A lot of people have like been, wow, well, there's so many actors in Scientology. I'm like, no, there's not. There's literally not.
And a lot of them have passed away. Like, sadly, and Lisa
Kirstie
Marie
Alley.
Presley.
Yeah.
And then, she wrote this song. She wrote a song. I was telling people to go listen. It's not the greatest song, but I liked that she was talking about suppressives and, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch that video. But she was, I feel like, trying to talk about her Scientology life, just in the same way that I talk about my shit through my song and music.
Wow.
I feel like that was her starting, and then probably she was attacked really hard or threatened or something. I don't know. But I just feel like
Lisa Marie? I believe it.
And there's no.
She tried to leave 3 times. Yeah,
to leave, exactly. There's no outlet for these big there's no great outlet for John Travolta to leave without people asking him way too many questions.
Yeah,
and him having some heavy rock burden on his mind, on his shoulders, whatever. All the time.
That's a tough one too, because of the death of his wife and kid. Is because of Scientology, and if he denounces that, then that literally is putting their death on.
Or even, just saying, right, exactly. Like for him to even make a comment that remotely puts Scientology in a negative eye, which he has, and he got so much trouble from David Miscavige.
Exactly.
Tom Cruise became the hero at that point.
That's exactly right. All power, all protection, all push, all everything that was on John Travolta then pivoted to Tom Cruise. And now Tom has all of that power that he already had, and then the power that John Travolta had. Like, it's just because he said one comment. Like, imagine now he leaves and he goes, actually, Scientology told me not to do all of these handlings for my son. Scientology told me to do X, Y, and Z. And if I didn't, then I would be excommunicated, or I would be, I wouldn't even be allowed to talk to my wife and kid, because that's what they would do. That's what they would do. If he didn't follow their rules and follow their orders, then he would be penalized, and he may not be, because if they're still Scientologists and he does something that goes against with their beliefs or their whatever, then yeah, then he might as well have lost them anyway if he would have spoke out. You know what I mean? Like it's
either
so crazy.
either way you spin the dial of Scientology. They are not about keeping families together. They are not about living a happier, better, joyful, loving, empathetic, emotionally intelligent, open, aware life. Absolutely not. And that's what they preach. And they say, well, you can have this open, amazing life if you do Scientology. But starting to do Scientology or read a book is the beginning of your brainwashing. Yeah, so they're going to continue. Right. They will start it with a basic communication course for the children. And, you know, these are
something light and easy.
Exactly. With little drawings and something that we see two kids, draw it out sitting right next. So it's normal now. And eventually, as you get older, you're told you're not a child. But we were, it's just how they switch it in your head. So your thinking becomes a different thinking.
Yeah. That's totally right. That's exactly right.
Valerie, Joe Oh My says, Valerie, you need a YouTube channel to document their fair game abuse. Expose them. You'll get lots of support. Well, I also feel like Valerie's been doing her own little magical path of doing it the way she's doing it. And it's really showing that way. So I'm sure Valerie's a smart cookie. She's documenting whatever the hell she needs to be documenting. I'm aware.
I do have all the videos. I have every single person that has been following me or whatever. I do have it all documented for my court case. And yeah, I mean, now that I've like broken the, how do you say it when you do something new for the first time? You broke through the
ice, or you broke the ice.
Yeah, broke the ice. I broke
the sound barrier. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Like I broke through. This is the first interview that I've ever done. So
you broke through the uncomfortability of the new time of trying something. I feel like you're naturally would be really, really good at this.
Beautiful. Yes. I will check out all the YouTube and whatever things.
You're going to get
probably after my arbitration is done now. 100%.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because they're probably watching this right now, taking notes and trying to use anything that I say against me. So
yeah.
Sorry.
Valerie's like, I'm already on it. Nice try. Sorry. Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Back of beyond. That's interesting. Back of beyond. Question, Valerie, what was the final thing that finally made you say, F these people, I am out of here?
Well, it wasn't really, it wasn't, well, it was kind of a gradual thing. Like when, like no joke, when they were making a film on the North Korean brainwashing, like that's literally when I was like, wait, we do that. Wait, you're saying that this is bad? Wait a second. What? So when that happened, that was in 2014, 2015. And where I was, which is at Golden Air Productions, we were actually the film, the people that were making all the, stupid infomercials and films for internal Scientology bullshit. And so that kind of started like, wait, we're literally doing all of these things to everyone on a continuous basis. And you're saying that this is brainwashing? I was like, so I think that's where it first started. And then it kind of was like, is this? And then I was kind of asking some friends and asking some people like secretly. And then I got in trouble and then I got interrogated. And then it was like, you're not allowed to think those thoughts and you're not allowed to say those things. And then I was like, but like, you even saying that right now to me is proof that this is bullshit. So I was kind of, and then, and then seeing, physical abuse and people being held captive and, me. That's the other weird thing. Like me then seeing like, oh yeah, I can't fucking leave. Like I can't walk out the gate. I can't, so that was already like really annoying me, the not being able to leave that property. So then that brainwashing video came to light. And then the actors really, were like asking me questions that we would hire from Los Angeles that weren't Scientologists, that had nothing to do with Scientology. And everyone had very strict rules to not tell them anything about Scientology and not have them become Scientologists, because every single actor that were in our films that were Scientologists left, and then we had to redo the films for whatever millions of dollars that the Scientology parishioners were paying for their OT5 and OT9 or OT8 or whatever. So we were just wasting people's money by shooting films because it had Jason Begay in it, or it had Larry Anderson in it, or all of these different actors that had left that are awesome. Anyway, so the actors that they were starving actors, like they were like living out of their trunk type of thing, and cutie pies, and they would be like, is it true that you only get like 40 a week? And I was like, yeah, is that not normal? Is it true that you can't leave? Is it true that, so they were asking me these types of questions. And of course I was being watched and being listened to. So I couldn't go, oh my gosh, really?
Right when you were just explaining this, the screen went out and came back. And I was like, that's so weird that right when she's explaining the getting watched and listened to.
See, I told you, they're on it. They're probably recording this and watching it, and they're going to use everything that I say against me.
Do it.
Cool.
Anyways, it's just so funny. It's just funny that it happened.
Oh my gosh, we've been doing this for 2 hours?
Yes, baby cakes.
How long is it crazy? Normally? I'm so sorry.
I'm a weirdo, and I always go 2 or 3 hours. People know this, especially when I have somebody like you on. I go for 3 or 4 hours. We're gonna do we're gonna finish what we're doing, and then we're gonna finish up questions and everything. I was just saying that the timing, everything, it goes by so quick because you're just it's a therapy. It's like you're cleansing things and you're remembering things, and it's like, oh wow, and then you're going, oh, this is what I'm fighting for. Oh my goodness, this is and then you're like, oh, 2 hours has gone by. Have I been talking the whole time?
Totally. And it's like it's invigorating, it's empowering too. So
exactly.
Thank you.
That's what I mean by therapy. I guess I'm making up my own therapy, but
it is. It really is. It's really good.
It feels satisfying. It feels like it's out there for the whole world to know.
Yeah, exactly. And people asking questions, you're like, oh, good point. Yeah, let me think about that.
And then it brings you down. Why do you think John Travolta stays in church? I think we kind of talked about that. Just having these things over your head and having all these long commitments that you can't undo, kind of. Do current Scientologists believe we evolved from clans? History of Man. Did you read the History of Man, Valerie?
Yes. I had to read it like 3 times. I had to read all the books 3 times.
So what did you think about the clans and all that? Evolving from, or did that just go right over your head, or what?
No, I thought it was interesting. I was like, oh, okay. That's why. Okay.
That's why I feel like a crab.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that. Girl. And then I was like, come, and okay, tears. Okay. I mean, something with the water.
You're like just trying to make it work. You're like,
exactly. That's what you got to do.
Right.
Because if you question it, if you question it, then you're fucked. So you just have to kind of like make it work or try to. Okay.
You know what I'm just realizing? I didn't even realize like the book is called History of Man. That's a big title. Like maybe I should name my tell-all book, tell my whole story book, The History of Lara.
Yes,
No, I'm just saying,
absolutely.
for a quote unquote like writer, for somebody to write the history of man, and it's like this little book, and it just has this ooga booga and the clams. I'm now realizing,
Totally.
oh, this is why he named it the history of man.
I mean, he was a
Anyway,
science fiction writer. He was a, he was, and before he did, that's how he funded his original, time and work and whatever in Scientology, was through his science fiction writing. So the guy could write. History of Man is definitely like, oh, what's that title?
yeah.
Anyway.
This is funny. Poet said, I was disqualified from joining Sea Org at 19. Good job.
Well done.
You must have done some of that acid or something. Oh, whoops. Up. See, it did it again. It clapped on you. But that's okay. The sound and everything is pretty good. And me and Valerie decided both not to have mics in or ears. And I guess apparently we've been doing.
Oh no, I have ears.
You have ears. Oh, I didn't do the ears. So maybe
I thought I was gonna do the ears and see how it was on the live, and if it wasn't weird,
it's obviously doing great. Otherwise, the chat would have been like, Valerie's so loud. Tell her to. Or they would have been like, Laura, you're overpowering a person.
I think we're pretty similar on the volume. I think everyone just turned their volume down.
Yeah, they're like,
it's like at 2.
Yeah. We're like, no, you guys sound great.
Oh, that's
turn
funny.
That down.
Yeah, exactly.
Blow Drill is in the house. Hi, Blow Drill.
Hi.
I was on a live with Blow Drill and Louie last night, and we were talking about a bunch of stuff. And Blow Drill's in here, and he had said, "Did Valerie know Bronwyn?"
Yeah,
like,
Bronwyn.
Of course she did.
Yeah.
Tell us about Bronwyn. Explain to everybody in the world. Or not.
Well, who is this person to Bronwyn? Because she was not a good person.
Oh, this is Blow Drill. He was in the Sea Org at CST and everything, and he's out and he's on SBTV. And it doesn't matter if he liked this person or not. He's probably laughing like, no, just tell me if you knew, like, whatever. But Bronwyn
was an HCO Gold, so every single person in HCO Gold were responsible for keeping all of. Okay, so Gold had the most rules out of every single sea organization in the world. So it had the most regulations, it had the most restrictions, it had the most everything. You couldn't leave. Every single piece of mail had to be opened. Every single phone call had to be listened to, whether it was your husband that was also in the Sea Org, or your dying grandma, or what. Every single phone call had to be listened to. Everything was you couldn't leave. It was total. It was actually, I don't know if it was worse. No, it was about prison. It was about like prison, because I do know that all phone calls are monitored. But they're monitored and recorded. They're not listened into by someone that you see every day. So actually, it's a little worse. And everything that you say, if you say one little comment that's negative, then you get pulled in and you get interrogated for, anywhere from 1 hour to days, because you said this one thing that might have been like, oh yeah, well, I can't go get my tampons at the grocery store because they won't let me out the gate. That would be like, lower conditions. You're, scrubbing the dumpsters with your own fucking toothbrush. So, so
like
that was
the way
kind of Bronwyn.
Yeah.
That was Bronwyn with me. She tried to be sweet about it. There was a couple times where we had some laughs about how stupid it was, behind closed doors, so her seniors couldn't hear her. So, she did have some human qualities to her. I did know her mother as well. And I knew her from Flag, and I thought she was a rock and roll rock star. So we would talk about that, and she always said that she'd never be able to see her family, and so I kind of was like trying to go, oh, are you still human? well, like, God, that really sucks. And she's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. No, it doesn't suck. No, I'm totally fine with everything that's happening. I'm like, oh shit. All right. So, I think a couple times Bronwyn was showed, could pierce through the facade of bullshit and saw a little human Bronwyn, which was nice. So she is still in there, but yeah, that's Bronwyn. Yeah, she tried to make the best of it. That's what I remember.
I wonder what Dylan's thinking right now. I wonder if he's like, no.
What's Dylan's last name? Did I know him? Was he at
Dylan? I don't know. Dylan Gill. He was at CST, but he left early. He left, I think, before. Yeah, I think he was out. I don't know. Dylan Gill.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, now once we get your YouTube channel popping, we're gonna get all these people in here. Treasure Blow, thank you for your sweet.
I don't think.
Idea for David Minage Scavenge.
What?
Funny, sorry. They were just. He was just giving us a funny crochet idea for Marilyn. A mini
okay.
David Scavenge, a David Minge Scavenge. Anywho. I'm going to bring this up. The restrictions on young couples on one. Oh, I already brought that up. Okay, good job. We asked this. Is Valerie single? Good. Are you going? Quirkalopagus said, question, Laura, are you going to Shrine Auditorium tomorrow with Scientology audit? I'm pretty sure I will be showing up.
Really? Oh my God.
I want to support that guy, William. He's awesome. The guy, have you seen him? I'm gonna show you he was on TikTok and now he's been doing YouTubes and was on Aaron's
what's his name?
Channel. William Schneik. What's his last name? Anyways, I'll send you.
But is that his handle?
No. His handle on YouTube is Scientology Audit. Like, just look up Scientology Audit, and he's this. It has like a graffiti art, whatever, on his icon. Anyways, you'll see it. But watch his video. He's outside the testing center, outside the HGB down on Hollywood.
Oh, I did see him. No, I did see that.
Cult.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, my favorite thing is when he's there. He's like, "It's cult, nope, cult, nope." He's like, it's so funny. But he's
that's awesome.
Doing like real life work. Like he's like literally like, talk about somebody stopping Scientology from intruding any more people's lives.
Yeah.
What he's doing is directly stopping these people because they are directly on Hollywood, directly in the middle of tourist traffic, and bought those buildings for reasons. Like, and so he's there, and it's just amazing. Like this guy, he's smart.
And didn't he? One of the videos, he had like a lot of people protesting with him.
Oh yeah, there's people who now have been following him. His old TikTok followers, because TikTok's always shutting him down.
That's awesome.
So
fantastic.
He's doing YouTubes, and it's just amazing. Anyway, so he's going to be there at the Shrine Auditorium. So
that's so cool.
If everything works out,
is he going to try to walk in? Is he going to try to be a Scientologist and try to walk in?
No, the security guards will know. They see him coming from a mile away. He knows.
Really?
Go watch his videos, guys. And Valerie, you're going to go on a roll. You are going to be laughing your ass off because it's relieving to watch. It's relieving to watch him, but it's also, it feels like, look, because you can see, we know as Sea Org members how we were supposed to react. And so, and what to say and what to not hear. And then when he's reading like some of the OT3 level, he's like, look, I'm reading it from my phone. And you can see like, they're like, oh, we got to close up here.
Yeah, he's like, no, we can't do this. No, we're going to melt. We're going to disintegrate.
It was so funny. He's like he's reading some of the OT3 and he's like, da-da-da, explosion. Nope, no explosion. Okay. Like apparently you're supposed to explode if you hear this information. Oh, it's so funny. So yes, I really am. I'm going to try to do that, guys. And so if you guys are in Los Angeles area, get out there. If you're in Riverside, come out there and go support him. I think that'll be great. I cannot freaking wait to see that. He's just strong.
That'll be cool.
He's just awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to meet him in real life. That'll be great.
That'll be totally cool.
Cece says, if there's any such thing as God's work, here it is in front of my eyes live. Thank you, girls. This is therapy. Cece was in the Sea Org, has children still in the Sea Org. She's out, and and so she's been through a whole ton of things, and I believe is starting her channel soon too, so that'll be really cool too.
Nice.
Thank you, Cece, for your sweetness. Willie Weed asked, born with a birth defect means you brought it from a past life?
Yes.
Yeah, like
1,000,000%.
What is this? Why do I have this idea that the kid is doing something to the mother, or the mother? It's either right. There was something where the child is making the mom wrong. It's something like this. So then that's why they're considered degraded beings, because they created themselves to exist just to make the I don't know. It's really gross.
Oh, I don't know. I know that like it's definitely put on. Everything is put on, the responsibility of the person with the defect. But maybe that was an angle to go.
Make the mom
and I'm gonna make my mom wrong. I think. You know what? There's a question. There's a question on that. In one of the brainwashing techniques, there's a question on that. On did you do this to make your mother wrong, or did you do this to intentionally, make
there you go.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's why you have that. But yeah, no, I mean, everybody in Scientology believes that you picked your mom, you picked your dad, you picked your body. So if you have a deformed one or a different type or whatever, then it's then you've picked it from a previous life or whatever.
Right, you pulled it in again.
It's all bullshit.
It's so sometimes it's just
so
like
crazy. It's literally crazy. It's like, who are you? Like it's almost like another race. Like it's like, oh yeah, we believe in aliens. There's that called Scientologists. Yay!
Oh wait, we're not supposed to talk about it.
Exactly.
So ridiculous. Brownie Pearson. Bronwyn Pearson. Pearson.
Yeah, Bronwyn.
Yeah.
Oh, Bronwyn Pearson.
Oh,
I don't know.
Are you muted?
No.
We can't hear you now all of a sudden, boo boo buns. Is it your earbuds maybe? They died? Did your earbuds die? Oh, there you go. No, there you go. I can hear you now. Okay. You just there you go. I just needed to kick in a little.
Oh, but you know what? Now there's an echo. They may be fucked up. Let me just put it away.
The laughter is so good to hear. I hope it adds to the healing experience. It always does. Mine and Valerie's laughs and chit chats always crack us up and make us laugh so hard. And we have the deepest, craziest, wildest, deepest laughs.
Yes.
Valerie, would you do a video journal? You could start doing a video journal every day starting tomorrow, and then us it when you do your YouTube channel, my darling. Release it. Maybe start doing it and then release it when you're all done and da da da. That's a good idea. That's cute, because then you get used to your camera and all that. Look at Valerie thinking those wheels, those cog wheels are turning.
Doing that every day, journaling every day. That's a lot.
Is Valerie starting her YouTube
every
channel?
Week and then go to
Yeah. See, Kenny. Oh, turn up your volume a little, since now you took out your ears. There you go. Speak. Just kidding.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Is Valerie starting her YouTube channel soon? Guys, her wheels are turning.
Wheels are turning.
The wheels. Oh, that's fun. Look, the best live stream ever.
Yay!
That's a good one. I have been there for a lot of good live streams. So at least look at this. Laura and Val are the bomb. Thank you, Mandy. That's one of my
Thank
sweet,
you.
beautiful moderator babes. Question. It says question. Plays stay. Oh, question. That's not a question. But that's cute. Click that like button, everyone. That's very sweet, you guys. Oh, okay. Did you ever, Louis says, did you ever do upper indoc TRs together or admin TRs, the controlling drills?
Together, meaning Laura and I?
Did me and you ever do that? Did we ever do anything?
No, we didn't do any. I think maybe like we checked each other out on like something.
Yeah.
I think like a couple times because I was like, oh, good. She's not an alien. Let me get her.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. And I came in and did a star rate and I didn't even know half the words I was asking you.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, I knew the Scientology word, but not the other. And so you would say it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then be like,
so, but Valerie definitely had to do upper indoc TRs for sure.
Oh, yeah, I had to do all of those things. I just didn't do it with Laura.
Yeah. And everybody in the Sea Org pretty much has to do upper indoc TRs. But Louis knows that because Louis was a class 6 CS. And he was auditing people to keep them in, to make them not want to leave the Sea Org.
Oh,
so he was keeping staff or Scientologists, Sea Org members from leaving.
Yeah.
He would hypnotize them with that. Yeah. Blow Drill asks, what years was Valerie at Flag?
1995 to 2002. Well, actually, 1986 to 2002. And then I came back, like I flew back and forth with Dave when he would go to Flag. But yeah, I think that's, yeah. So I was at Flag.
I wonder, because Dylan, I think Blow Drill was at Flag. Fuck, I forget the years, but he's told me a million times. Sorry, Dylan. But so maybe you guys knew each other at Flag or something.
Yeah, I'd have to see. Obviously I saw the live that you guys did, but you could look totally different. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean,
we look.
We kind of look similar. I know. I was looking at a photo.
Like my hair is just whiter. I mean, I always had blonde hair, so it's just more not my normal blonde hair. It's bleach blonde.
Yeah.
And
but
other than
blonder hair, and now mine's more natural, and I don't look like
natural. Yeah, yours was more like this curly blonde. We were both like our little dirty kind of blondie blondes.
Yeah.
Blow Drill said, "Did you know Bronwyn as the HGO chief, CMO, CW?"
No, Bronwyn, I knew at Gold.
He said I was the COPE officer at the time.
Oh wow! No, I had Roxana Villicana was the HGO chief, and what was her name? Oh, she was a cutie. Just a little cute little chipmunk, little whippersnapper. I don't remember the Kopoff's name, but yeah, Roxana Villicana was the HGO chief. And anyway, I don't remember. That's gonna.
Yeah, I bet you was like, oh yeah. Okay, that's like, making sense.
Who was that?
Do you read this?
I can't read it. I can only see I to C 33.
Oh, just kidding. 5. It said I to C 33 $5. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
She says Hi, Laura and Valerie. Sorry, Valerie. I think a bunch of people should blast your Dark Side song at the Blue Buildings. That's very. I did a little bit of that so that the monetization would accept the music, and I was like, "It's my music, bitch." So that's a really yeah, definitely, and it would be fun to do that. But there's other messages like proud SP or fuck Scientology and things like that that I also want to yell and say. But yes, for sure the music is a good one because it also keeps the atmosphere going. And that song particularly, if you haven't heard it, go listen to it. Go watch the video I did on YouTube, on the tubes here. I did a Dark Side music video out in the desert, but it was very much directed to Sea Org members and to people who are controlled in these stuck beliefs and being things that you are not are going to run you down, make it so you can't sleep at night. These are the lyrics in the song. But yeah, so that would be a good song. Thank you, Eyes to C33. Question: what was Miscavige doing on 9/11/2001? Valerie, do you know? I mean,
I
you do
wasn't
know.
with him. I was at
Oh,
the flag 2001. I was
yeah,
at
you were a flag.
and I remember when we heard it on the news, we were driving to Post, and it was basically like how the Sea Org members treated it was like, okay, we got to get to work really fast because the world's fucked and they need our help. So let's work harder today and get our stats up. Like that's the thing that is so crazy with Scientology and the Sea organization, where because they're dehumanizing people, right? So they're actually taking emotions and taking human reactions and love. Like they took love out of the vocabulary. You know, it's affinity, it's not love. So, you know, they're definitely taking natural human, like if you cry, that's a negative. You know, if you if you have any negative emotion, if you have any emotion that's not happy, then it's a bad thing. So they're really dehumanizing people. And when the 9/11 happened, it was just a further indicative to the dehumanizing position of that, because instead of going, oh my God, like what a devastating disaster, is there anybody that, you know, needs help? Is, you know, maybe we have some members that have people that are in New York. Oh my gosh, maybe we should take a minute to, you know, like, there was none of that. It was very, very militant, very, we got to work harder, we got to get our stats up, we got to, you know, oh, this would be a good publicity stunt to send some people to Washington, or to New York, and have them have, let's quickly make some sweatshirts and make some shirts so we can have them
volunteer minister.
Volunteer
Minister. Something that doesn't say anything about Scientology, because people would run. That's another thing, William, this guy, Scientology Audit on the YouTube channel. Yep. When he goes out there, it's what he's saying is like, there's, yeah, anyways. Yeah. They just call them, it's just,
yeah. So he probably was looking at this whole travesty and devastation as a way to publicize Scientology, and he put the orders in place to have the volunteer ministers go to the site and
not
have
Scientology, but definitely only. There's a reason I brought that up, because there's a specific. There's reasons that they do not put Scientology on their advertising or their volunteer. They just keep it a church symbol, and it says volunteer minister. So it looks very church-like, and it grabs attention because it's orange.
Yeah.
It's like color yellow. So it's not that they're unaware of what they're doing to draw people in, you know.
Oh, no. They know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly what they're doing. And they know to purposely not put Scientology on their ad because they don't want people running away.
Exactly.
They need people to somehow realize, oh, I'm I'm with a volunteer minister that's a Scientologist. This is weird. Like anyway.
And the cross that they used is the Christian cross, but it's like slightly altered so they can get away with it. So it's like so shady, it's not even funny. Like it's like so manipulative, just even on the surface. So
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Paula says, of course, target people in distress, easy to manipulate. So like people, they do this, they go out to, 9/11, or they go out to these big, crazy things or dramatic disasters happening. And they're there with their bright shirts and then passing out water, and then eventually going, okay, come on in and do a course.
Yeah.
And they're doing this also only to get footage so that the gold base can cut it all up and make it look way bigger and make it look like they were doing so much more, so that the internal members, when they're watching the events and they're watching this lie being told to them, that they feel like they're, oh my God, we were just there at freaking ground zero, and our there's evidence, there's volunteer
ministers. We're helping people, and look at how much we're doing,
but it's just to get them into
we are making a difference. Bullshit.
Right. Yeah, literally. So it's like, and this is why they don't use the word Scientology on their volunteer minister shirts at 9/11, ground zero. This is like, no, they would be like, what? No, we need like paramedics and like real volunteers here. We need people who are going to actually like pull people out of this. Like, anyways, so it's so manipulative. It's really manipulative how Scientology comes in a totally controlled, manipulative tactic. They already have their reasons for coming in the way that they're coming in, and and then they're pretending they're something else, and they're not. They're like, anyway, so they're constantly doing this. Yeah, that's why the introduction says Dianetics. Exactly. Question: how did Miscavige justify 9/11? Did he blame it on Muslims? No, he doesn't need to. He's just saying, see, the world is going to shit, and Scientology is the only hope for the planet. So for mankind. So we have more to work on. And I don't think Scientology, Dave Miscavige is not very like in tuned with different religions, and like I'm sure he is for whatever reasons he needs to be, but he doesn't really understand the different detailed beliefs or whatever he doesn't care. It's not even, if it's not Scientology, he doesn't.
Yeah, if it doesn't suit him or suit his purposes, like it's, it doesn't matter really. But 9/11 did suit him, because then it was like, oh yeah, okay, great, everything is fucked up. Look at how much the world's fucked up. Look at how much they need us.
Yeah. Laura's cat. That's Bubs. Bubbies, say hi to everybody, Bubba. Come and say hi. I got your allergic.
My allergic across.
I was like, if Valerie was here, I'm like, oh no, I'm already sneezing for
sneezing. I'm allergic to cats. Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. Valerie is allergic to cats.
She loves audit that one out.
Yeah. Get rid of. She clearly has that BT hanging around her shoulder. Okay, guys, I love you guys so much. I love you, Valerie. If you guys have any more questions, quickly ask them, because we're going to close this up, because I love you, and we can obviously be doing this forever, and we will do more of this. See, I told you. We will do more of this in the future. I told you, Bubby. She's just so funny.
That was perfect.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay, guys. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you so much for having me,
Valerie. Thank you. We are gonna do this. That's how she leaves. Last question for Valerie is, why are you so cute?
Aw, because I'm out in the real world, having real people.
Okay, guys, we love you so much. If you want to buy merch or go listen to the music or go whatever's, go to my website. There it is. Hopefully I've cleaned it up a little bit more. We're getting better at things.
And
I
if
can't
you're
wait to
in Los Angeles, you have to see her perform live. It's amazing.
Oh, that's sweet. I thought you were going to say, if you're in Los Angeles, go to the protest or whatever tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Do that.
No, but
I'm
also
not going to
come
be
to a
there,
show
so I'll
for
be
sure.
jealous.
I feel like I may do, I don't know. We'll see. It will just be great to show up with my Proud SP sign. I think that would be strong. My Proud SP sign with my obvious goldenrod one jumpsuit. We'll see.
Yeah, I love
Okay,
that.
my sweet angels. I love all of you. Valerie, I love you so much. I can't wait to do this again. You did a great job.
Thank you for popping my cherry.
Yeah. Should we pop into this? Somebody please get a screenshot of this. Wait, Valerie, go a little bit more in. Yep. Wait, so you're more in. Yeah, like that. Yay! Okay, we love you all. What else, Valerie?
Did somebody get a screenshot of that?
Yeah, somebody probably definitely did.
You sure?
Right? I don't know. One more just in case.